Copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Via YouTube, anything that is also reused under the Creative Commons section is 100% allowed via YouTube.
Shout out to all the men. I hope y'all can hear me. Let me make sure y'all can hear me. Let me do my audio check. Audio check 1 2 1 2. Hold on, let me get to the live. There we go. All right. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the men. Hello, everybody. Before we get started, y'all, I just want to give the men a shout out real quick. It's only gonna take a few minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Can y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, please? Come on in. We will be respectful. Moderators, we ain't tolerate no disrespect. Y'all already know what to do. I ain't got to tell y'all know. So on that note, let's get amends some kudos. And hey. All right. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the men. I'm hoping. Wait a minute, this is loud in my ear. I don't know. Hold on. Let me check something real quick, y'all. I don't. Let me make sure this is not my earphone. Hello, breaker, 1 2 1 2, breaker, breaker 1 2 1 2, breaker. Okay, I think it is. So let me just mute this then. All right, so my earphones are in. If anything goes on with my audio, Chastity usually hits me up immediately to let me know. Please just let me know. I had to take one of my AirPods out. I could not do the AirPod thing, listen to myself, and try to talk at the same time. I got to get back into the things of that. I think that's a little bit too much. But hello, everybody, and welcome. This is one of my official shows back. Lord Jesus. I'm back, bitches. I am back, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Let me say hello to everybody that's came in the building to support your girl. I see y'all. What's that? P, yeah, breaker. breaker 1 2 1 2. Let me go to the chat so I can make sure I'm saying hi to y'all in the chat. Shirok King, he was Shiraka King Black. He was the first one in here. As always, he's always the first one in the building. So hello to you. Kind of hello to you. Trini Girl, hello to you. Of course, my boo, no mess is in the building. Hello to you. Brown Sugar, hello to you. Voodoo Badu, hello to you. Rodney, hello to you. Thank y'all for coming through with some support. I really do appreciate it. Sugar Mama, hello to you. Just my thoughts. Chastity. Who else we got? And can y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, please? Even if the dislike. If you don't like me and you just don't give a hell what I'm talking about, even if it's good ass content and you just still don't care, go and hit the dislike button. Just hit a button. Like or dislike. It don't matter. Just let me know. Okay. Let me see who else we got. She Love in the building. Hello. My boo Davna in the building. She Love. I did say She Love. Let me see. We got P, the Panel Killer in the building. We got Sharak. Oh, wait a minute. I can't even. Shakim. How the hell I forget your famous saying? Shakim. No. Shakim Ra. Shakim Ra. Lord, I gotta work on that, y'all. Don't mind the goofiness, okay? I'm nervous, so I'm trying to calm myself down from being nervous. Whatever. It's just something that I do. Candy Cane. Hello, my love, and welcome. Truth never fails. Hello. All right, so I think I covered everybody. If I missed anybody, I do my apologies. Hopefully the mods, they will welcome you guys as y'all come in. And as you guys come in, they'll welcome everybody again as y'all come in. So All right. So let's get down to business because y'all know I don't like wasting y'all time. What is going on for today? All right. So let me just even explain how this even came about. Y'all do know that I actually do real content. I really do investigate and I really read articles. I really do the research. I really put effort into the doing the content, and not necessarily up into this last past month or so did I say I'm going to jump back into it, get back into my content bag, and really start to put effort into the channel that I created. One of the things that I would do would be panels. I did a mock jury panel. I've done debate panels. I've had panels with all women, panels with all men. I've done panel shows. I don't have any groups or any type of uh, situations, conundrums, or any kind of councils or anything like that. I just have panels. That's it. Um, and this particular panel, and it's been rubbing on my shoulder for a minute. I do have to give a person somewhat of damn, I'm glad you said it because it brought back memory of something that I want to do. Okay. And that's something that I wanted to do was this. And this is speak on the black men and what's going on with the black men, right? So it's somewhat 50-50 because I've always had it here to do. But then what this person put it in me to say, damn, I forgot. Yep, here you go. Boom, boom, boom. So for that part, I do have to say, shout out to Cole, because Cole has, if I'm not wrong, I think it's called the council. If y'all don't know who binary code is, everybody should know who binary code is. We all know who binary code is. Binary code has a thing that he is doing called the council. And with that, it is him and 5 other straight men. And what they are doing is they have positions and they are going to be basically talking on different situations that's going on within the beef sector and as well as within world news or whatever the case may be. When he made that announcement, okay, it sparked in my brain what number one I've already done, but it just sparked something that I want to talk about because y'all want to call me male identified? I'm male identified. I believe in black men. I feel like black men is and should be always the head, you know. Jesus of God, of course, comes first, and then black man is supposed to be underneath that, especially for our community. So when I'm speaking in reference to my community, y'all, the African American community. That's what I'm speaking in, just to be very clear. So the name of this panel that we are going to be having is called A Strong Black Man. Y'all know I stick up for the man always, especially if they're correct. Now, if the black man is wrong, we're going to talk about it, just like if the black woman is wrong. And then we need to find ways to fix it. Hey, Exposed TV, baby, and welcome. So that was my dedication or my kudos to the black man. I played the Salt and Pepper What a Man. I don't know if y'all thought it was corny or not, but What a Man, I thought that was dope. Because what a man. If you have a black man, then you know what I'm talking about. If you have a man, and Malik did say, well, why it has to be black man? Because we are in a community where it's black men. Okay? Black men. Shout out to Voodoo. I had to clarify something yesterday because the word I kept using was straight. Straight. And I will be very specific. When I say black men, I mean all black men. If you are gay, if you are straight, if you're bisexual, if you fit into any of these categories that I'm speaking on, then that reference you as well. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to kind of give a statement of what we're going to be talking about. The link is already pinned while I'm giving my statement. If anybody or if the first guy or whomever guys want to come up, you guys are more than welcome to come up. What I do ask is for the men to have their time for the first 30 to 45 minutes. I want the men to be able to speak one by one, have their time upon the questions I may ask or things that they want to speak about. And then the women, us, if we feel like they want to add to it, because of course, without either one ain't gonna succeed without one. Just gonna say it, because men need mamas. You know what I mean? So when men need wives, so we have to exist in this equation. But I want to allow for them to get what it is that they need to say, and then after that timing, and depending on if nobody else comes up at a certain amount of time, then I'll say, okay, everybody else, anybody that's a woman would like to contribute, come on, hit the link. Let's get this conversation started. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and go over my statement, and then we're going to begin. All right. So the purpose of this live is to, number one, first, bring awareness to the lack of respect that me as a Black woman, see towards Black men. Number two, why does the women that I see highly disrespect and downplay the Black men and the role that the Black men is supposed to play within our community? Number three, how can we as a community, Black men, Black women, fix it? How can we fix this problem? Because I do believe it's a problem, and I think it can be fixed. But how can we do that? The stereotyping, the name calling, the false jackets, the crazy narratives, it literally has placed a black cloud over Black men's heads, right? And our Black men are not being perceived as the Black men, the strong Black men that they are. Not only are they not being perceived and spoke upon in a high manner by us as Black women, by other races and cultures, where their men lead. Other races and cultures, their men lead, and the women follow. So that is what I want to talk about. That is what I had in mind. Different things, and when we're speaking on like different examples, we're speaking on, most of the examples are going to be virtual, right? Stereotyping, name calling, false jackets, the stereotypes that these men get, they are getting called deadbeat fathers. They're being called lazy. They're being called dangerous criminals. They're being called submissive, dishonest, things of that magnitude. And we'll go over a situation that just most recently happened within the community online that we're here, the beef sector. Something just happened where a content creator who was a Black man they're trying to pin a false jacket on him and says that he's a pedo, the P word. So we're going to talk about that. I already have one person hit the link. Hold on one second. I'm going to let you up. And I'm also going to be asking the men just different questions just to kind of get a space on where they are as well. So hold on one second. And we're going to define the word pedophile and pedophilia, what it is and why it is being used incorrectly. P?
Hello, Brooke. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Welcome. If one of my mods can y'all drop, P has a channel as well, you guys. Can one of y'all drop his channel? And anybody who hits the link that's a content creator, if one of my mods don't mind, can you guys drop their channel links inside the chat so that other people can follow them as well? What's going on?
Nothing. I had a real good live yesterday. I basically chopped it up and had a conversation with a person I had a beef with for like 4 years over in the Umar sector. So yeah, we had a good conversation. Got a lot of shit, straightened out. A lot of misunderstandings and everything, and it went well. And was, I won't say it was a long time coming because the time wasn't right until now. You know what I mean? But I think if nothing else, it's a good example of how two men can, like come together, discuss their differences without and who has had history, but without cussing, disrespecting, and come to a mutual agreement.
Okay. And that's good. That shows growth on both ends. That means that you guys are growing, and that means that you guys that's just growth. It means that you're open to getting things squashed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And see, look, Buddha said he didn't even know you had a channel, and he just subscribed. So
well, a lot of
a lot
people
of people
don't.
didn't know.
Well,
They
because
didn't.
one, like, when I started coming over here and shit, I kind of, I'm kind of smart, you know what I mean, and I kind of sit back and I observe. So
Mhm.
for starters, it wasn't really looking too favorable being from the Umar sector, you know what I mean. So I
At
just
that time. Mhm.
at that time, so I just plus my reason for coming over here wasn't to clout chase off to the sector to make content. It was just to be over here because y'all are funny and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I mean, it was never nothing personal. So yeah, a lot of people didn't even know like I was a whole content creator with my whole
Didn't
situation
know.
in a whole nother sector. Like, this is like when I used to come over here, it's like being off. I used to say like I play over here and I work over there. But yeah,
Got you. I got you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into
okay.
some of this stuff. So the first thing I wanted to jump into was something that we all witnessed happen over the last past 72 hours. Everybody in the chat who was a part of the beef sector, because that's where I reside at now. That's where I'm at. Whereas though that's where I see the content. That's the content creators who I interact with. We're over in the beef sector. So most recently, there was a male content creator who was having disagreements with his neighbor, who was also a male, not a child, but
Mhm,
a male, a young man, just like himself. Okay, both of these people are young men.
mhm,
One of the men said some crazy stuff that could have been, it could have been taken either which way, but they were in the midst of battle. Okay. So
mhm,
anybody knows that when you're in the midst of battle, you're bound to say any damn thing. I don't know about nobody else, but that's just what it is. You're bound to say anything, and especially if you're battling a person and you're in their face, you're bound to say anything. Well, the man basically said that this person, and if y'all don't know who the person I'm speaking of Lemon. He said something about Lemon touching him inappropriately. Well, he said it, and then people who were listening, they weren't taking into account that the fact that this man was in active battle. They weren't taking into account that just moments before that, you can hear some. Well, he says that did you just break that bottle to use it as a weapon? Whereas though these are like they're face to face, getting ready to fight, is getting ready to go down. Of a person saying something crazy. The
mhm.
sector, and I won't say all, because there were some people who weren't going, but there were a lot of people who started to put a false jacket on this man. I mean, that's crazy. You touching people, you the P word, you a pedo. And I'm sitting here like, what? I mean, it was a few people who had lives to even say it, right? And I'm like, first of all, do you even know? Let me give you the definition of what pedophilia is, okay? Pedophilia, number one, is a psychiatric disorder in which an adult
Mhm,
has an exclusive sexual attraction to a child.
mhm.
Where in that definition, from what I just explained, where it makes sense with the two? It doesn't. So the fact that I saw that, it kind of irritated me a bit because it's like, I get it. You don't know the person. Is that true? Oh, it's not true. Hold on one second. Somebody's
Mhm.
in the back. Let me put my banner up. I got my old banners. Hold on one second. Let me get this banner up so I can make sure that I get the person in here. Hello?
Yo, what's up, Brooke? Was good?
Who is this? Oh, this tech. Hey.
Hey, I see that
Well,
pork
thank you
kaiser.
and welcome.
I've been I've been in this I've been in this community many times. Maria Strawberry Mansion, North Philly.
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up. That's my neighborhood right there. That's at the top. I mean, that's down bottom, actually. That's bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
What,
thank you for showing up. All right, so let me I don't know if you heard everything. Hey Fact, I don't know if you heard everything, but I was just kind of
Oh,
giving
that's
the
oh damn.
fall.
Well,
Yeah,
who,
that's
my,
no, that's not
who
Fact.
is this? Who is
That's
this, by the way?
that's Tech. He's been around for a long, long
What was the
time.
name? I'm sorry, I
And
didn't get the name.
did you want to tell him what your name is?
yeah, 291. I mean, not 309 technology, known as 291 technology. What's going on, Gus?
All right. Can I just
So
call you Tech? Can I just call you Tech?
Yeah, you can call me Tech.
All right,
that
Ross
was
Frank.
Yeah, so in that sense, and when I watched how everything played out, right? I watched people. Now the crazy part is, I get when people have their opinion. Fine, give your opinion and keep it moving. But I watched people put a false narrative, a false jacket on this man. I watched that, and to me, as a black woman, I'm like, dang, why? I did am I saying something wrong? Because number one, y'all not even the fact that y'all are using this word out of its context, not even nothing that has to do with what it means, bothers me, because it means that you're not using your brain. Number one, because that's not even what the word means. That's number one.
Right.
And then the disrespect. It's just disrespectful. And that's another thing that I want to talk to the black men about, the disrespect. Over here in this area is so much disrespect from the black women. To me, it's outrageous, and it bothers me to my soul. Okay, it bothers me, because then when the guys retaliate, then it's an issue. Oh, y'all disrespect black women. You don't like black women. You hate black women. Well, if the black women knew how to talk to the black men, then I don't think that we would be here.
Right? You're right. You're so
Mhm.
right. A lot of them don't know how to talk right to black men, and they wonder why they get the results that they get at the end of the day or any time. You know how many people died in Philadelphia over this type of situation? It's too many people, and they're still getting killed now up here.
Yeah, try to use the word ill, like try to like the main words, because YouTube
Yeah.
be tripping, like stuff like that. Like when you saying like GUN, if you could spell it out, or ill, because YouTube be tripping about certain words. I want to make sure that we keep this video in green.
Okay, yeah, I got you. I got you. Got you. See,
Yeah.
there's so much issues with this YouTube. They want you to have the freedom to speak how you should speak. You should be able to speak how you should speak. But we respect other people's platforms on here as said.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's just a sad shame that our black people had came to these terms. I remember it was a time we was not like that. I could go to parties. I could go to have fun. I could stay at all hours of the night and still have fun. Sometimes be out to sometimes from noon to all the way to like noon. You know what I mean? Then go back in and sleep and redo it again. So I just remember a whole different era. I mean, I expect us to become disrespectful to each other in this time in this era, and it really saddens me. You know what I mean? It really does. But I hold it back. You know?
Got it. Okay. So then let me just ask a question, that because I don't know if you guys heard the statement, and I was kind of giving the purpose of the live, and basically, like, we're going to talk about the stuff, and then how can we resolve the issue, or at least try to attempt to resolve the issue. So I'll just go over this briefly. The purpose of the live is, number one, bring awareness to the lack of respect that I, as a black woman, see towards black men. Number two, why does the black woman highly disrespects and downplay the black men and the role that the black man is supposed to play? And number three, how can we as a community, black men as well as black women, fix the problem? The stereotyping, the name calling, the false jackets, the narratives that has placed a dark cloud over our black men head. And again, you guys are being perceived as lower class, unstrong, things of that magnitude, whereas though y'all not. And how can we fix that? How can we have the women not disrespect black men? How can we not have the women come and just say anything out of their mouth, or put stereotyping on you guys? Not
Well,
paying child support, deadbeat fathers, stuff like that.
well, it's actually, this kind of like a microcosm or like real life a lot of times, because women, I find like in my own like personal dating and just meeting women like experiences. I meet
Oh,
women of like.
wait, hold on, P. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to let you know that I put like a 1 minute timer on it so that
Okay, okay,
everybody can
okay,
get a chance to say
okay,
something. Okay.
okay.
All right,
Well,
go ahead.
just let me say this. The biggest problem that I see is that, um, let's just say on YouTube, a lot of the women who fall into that category, they don't view men as individuals. They just group them together. When they're discussing one man, they're using just generalizations instead of dealing with that man as an individual.
Okay. Tech, you want to respond to that?
Let me go right here. I was just trying to read the chat and see what was going on. Let me go ahead and try to click off of that. So, what it is, most black women don't want to be held accountable for what the stuff that they do to us and do to others. That's all it is. Don't want to be held accountable. And we try to check them and tell them, they get mad. And then they take it to do everything. They use the Sims against us, you know? And they use the law enforcement. They use everything else against us. You know what I mean? Government's making money off of this, off of our dysfunction. And I'm sick of it, to be honest with you. I've been sick of it for years, but I don't say much about it. You know what I'm saying? And I just try to just keep it cool and calm and collect. Because there's a lot of stuff I could really say. I'm not going to take it there, you know. So we had to do better. Right now, we are being clowned as a race.
Greetings, gentlemen. So, as we continue this conversation, I'm gonna give one point.
That's my man right there.
Yes, sir. So,
yo, what's up, my man? What's up? I'm not gonna say that word, but what's up?
What's going on with you? So, my first point of reference is, I think, better communication. We should learn how to better communicate with each other.
Yes.
And once we learn how to communicate with each other better, then that's a step in the right direction. Step two for me would be, I think people, men and women, need to unpack their old baggage. Because a lot of times, and when I use relationship, I'm using friendship, etc., people take their old baggage into a new situation, and now it becomes luggage because it weighs down the new situation. And again, it could be friendship or whatever. And secondly or thirdly, I think that people should pay attention and understand that you're going to bond differently with each individual, and your bond should not be questioned on how you bond. And I'll say for reference point, my bond with P shouldn't be questioned by anybody because it's my bond with P.
True indeed. True indeed. I agree 100%.
All right, so let me just jump in real quick. I want to just respond to Brown Sugar. So Brown Sugar, she says the black woman is the most disrespected on this earth. I can't. Yes, I agree, Brown Sugar, and that's going to be the next topic. I got the men out the way first. We're going to get to the black woman. We're definitely going to get to the black woman, but I wanted to get the black men out the way first because, again, I feel like the black men are the head. So to me, getting them taken away, squared away, at least try to have an understanding of what they may see or where they're coming from. We can dive right into the black woman because, again, I can agree with all three men in reference to just being there and it taking two. I think Fact said inside of the chat that step one should be stop taking the men out of the houses. The men need to be with the family. But why are the men leaving? The men are leaving. You have some men that stay. You have some men that works it out and take family values serious. You have some men who says, well, I didn't have my father, so I'm going to make sure that I'm there for my children. You have some men that say, F them kids. They weren't supposed to be here anyway. And then you have the child that's now grown up in a household without them. So there is a lot that can contribute to why some things are happening or why a woman may disrespect a man or why a man may disrespect a woman. I'm just trying to figure out for the men who are doing their best, who are not deadbeat fathers, who are being outstanding citizens, doing what it is that they're supposed to do, working, hardworking, being respectful to women at all times. Why are they still being treated crazy? That's where I'm coming from.
Okay, so let me jump in for a second.
Hold on. Welcome, Envy. If you want to click the link, Envy, you're more than welcome to click the link as well. And welcome, Envy. I'm going to go on mute.
First fact, I would like to hear your point of view and not from the chat. So if you would be so gracious as to hit the link. So brown sugar, I'm gonna go forward and then we're gonna come backward and go all the way forward. So I noticed you said black women are the most disrespected on the planet, right? So now brown sugar, I'm not going at you. But how many black women disrespect themselves?
But that's what a black woman calls.
That's right. That's right. You got a point there, Malik. You got a point there.
So, and then let's tie that in with you have black men that disrespect themselves.
Yep.
But more than anything, especially on this app, I've definitely seen a black man 1 minute call them queens, and the next minute they god don't get something else. So now I'm wondering though, and I want to ask P and Tech, to be honest, when will black men go back to their morals and principles?
I'm always been on my principles. I've always been. I never changed from. I always believed that when somebody calls you out your name, you're gonna say some things that are mean, that are despicable, that you don't mean to say out of context. But you got to watch yourself in today's world. Today's world, you could get canceled. You could get yourself in, put yourself in a body bag and everything. So you had to be on point with what you do, and you can't let people get under your skin. You know what I mean? It's just a world where black men had to stay humble no matter what. You know what I mean? And we have to be able to be on point with what we have to do in this world in contact. If you don't got yourself together to deal with a woman, don't deal with one. You know what I mean? You don't shack up with one. You know what I mean? Don't be with one. You don't got your financial situation put together as one, and don't deal with one. Make sure you have everything together first before you deal with one, and know what you're doing with, and do your homework and your research, black men. Because a lot of black men jump into things, and sex ain't all that for you just to jump in for a reason for that. You gotta really be in love with that person. That's all I gotta say about that.
So now,
All right, wait a minute, hold on, Malik. Hold on. You have a minute too. So let P. I want to hear something from P, and then I want to ask all three of y'all questions, and then I'll let you take over the panel.
Well, it's gonna be difficult because other than men of a particular age who are or around, like I'm 56, right? So like my generation basically is the last generation who can actually live through being raised what I call the right way. You know, in a time where it's like family was put first. So after we're gone, like there ain't gonna be really any true examples. And to me, that's the problem. Is that it's all they have is our words. Like we had different influences around us that have helped shape us. Like society is shaped now, especially like for us to have us fucked up, men and women. So we're fighting our words against what society has put in place for them now through social media and everything else. You know what I mean? Like ratchet is actually taught now. You feel me?
so
Okay.
when you say ratchet is actually taught, you meaning like it's taught like parents teach their children to be that way because it's cool?
Combination of being cool and don't know no better. Like a lot of people that's ratchet as fuck don't realize how ratchet they are. Like especially if it's a generational thing, that's the only thing they know, and that's their normal.
Okay.
So I guess what I'm saying is like I would like to be optimistic, but but what I see on a daily day basis, I'm very pessimistic because it's like as a people we going so far away from where we need to be. I don't know what's going to shock us back into where we should be.
That's a
Well,
good question.
I think the way that we should be, we can be, but however, I think right now, especially, and I'll say this generation and the generation before them, they're doing things to be accepted, not realizing that to be accepted comes with a high consequence. And sometimes it's best not to be accepted, but more or less you need to be respected. So I could agree with you on that. The ratchet part, I'm assuming it's more like because I see it. But you got grandmothers at 35 now. So
That's all part of
That
this.
is so true. That is true. 35-year-old grandma thought it'd never come to fruition. I remember when I was young, my grandma was in her 50s and 60s.
Well, I mean, not trying to pile on, but I mean, I see women in they 50s and 60s all the time who ain't got that memo in their 50s and their 60s. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had a good run, but it's time to, what I'm saying? It's time to lay it down for real, for real.
Yep.
So now I have a question. I have a juicy question too. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
We can hear you, yeah. You got a little echo, but we're good.
Okay. Hopefully it's not that bad. Okay. So I just want to make sure that all of y'all on the panel, and this is going to go into the stereotyping category.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys know about the Cardi B, Stephen Diggs, and Offset situation that's going on right now? Do you guys know about that?
I don't know some, but I don't know much. I haven't really had time. I don't really look at too much of the Hollywood stuff. I got my own real life stuff going on to worry about Hollywood stuff, But I
I
haven't. You may have to answer to me to impress me on it.
Yes, because I want your opinion on it. I'm gonna sum it up real quick. Basically, Cardi B and Offset is divorcing. I don't know how far they are in the divorce, but they aren't living in the same home. They're separated. Offset's doing him. Cardi B took time to get herself together. Cardi B just came out recently, and she's dating Stephon Diggs, who is the I think he is some kind of linebacker for the Patriots. He's a football player.
A football player, okay.
And,
yeah.
And most recently, what happened was Cardi B's son got his hair braided one way. 2 weeks later, Stephon Diggs went and got his hair braided the same way that Cardi B's son's hair was braided. The picture was posted on the internet and Offset crashed out. So my question to you all is, was he right for crashing out as a father? And it was nothing. Nobody said anything. She posted a picture of her son's hair like 2 weeks before that incident happened. I think they went to the same braider, but the hairstyle was the same. And somebody pointed it out. And then, of course, it went viral. So it's a picture of the baby's hair, and then there's a picture of his hair. And it just went crazy. Offset threatened this young man on the thing, like, trolling with my son. Y'all gonna get people, illed off and all this XYZ. And like in his feelings, he wanted to delete his social media.
Okay,
As a black man, how do you feel about that situation? I'm gonna go ahead and go on mute. We can start with you, Fat.
The question, did he have permission to use those pictures? That's the question. You just don't disrespect and use somebody else's kid picture and try to compare it, and you don't own the
Hold on. Let me make sure I correct it. Cardi B uploaded a picture of her son with the braiding style, and the braider who did his hair, did Stephon Diggs' hair, uploaded a picture of Stephon Diggs' hair. Social media took the picture and put them together. Okay, so nobody intentionally did anything. Like Stephon Diggs didn't post a picture of his son's Offset's son's hairstyle. Social media did that.
Okay, my fault.
No, that's okay. I wanted to make sure we was clear on that. Go ahead, P.
I'm gonna let y'all answer it. I have no answers for that. I have to look more deep at that situation for me to get answers. That's how much I don't keep up on these people.
Yeah, me too. But based on, I've seen it. Now that you mentioned, I just didn't realize what was going on. But let me ask you a question before I respond. You said Offset crashed out. What was he saying?
He his first response was like, "Don't troll me with my son." The second one was like, "Y'all gonna wind up getting somebody, Kill out of here. Y'all think I'm playing? Keep playing with me." And he was crashing out, and nobody was like saying nothing. It was social media who put the two pictures
Mhm,
together. So, and his relationship with Cardi B, they've been on the rocks, and she took time to get herself together, and her and Stephon Diggs, I think, just decided to go public maybe about a month or so ago.
mhm.
They decided to go public with their relationship.
All I'm gonna say is this, and this is gonna piggyback back to what Tech said earlier. Like from a man standpoint, like I get it because now he ain't thinking like a celebrity, he thinking like a father. But it's like Tech said, like you got a player, you should have made better choices. You know what I'm saying? Like you fucked around and you married Cardi B. So it's like craziness, crazy shit is par for the course, my man. That's what you signed up for. So it's like celebrities are really is a whole different situation because their mindsets is a little different. But at the end of the day, he's still going through the same shit that Joe Blow on the street is going through. And like Tech said, it's kind of too late, but nigga, that just shows you should have made better fucking choices.
All right.
I can't fault.
And maybe the same could be said for Cardi too. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean from a man standpoint.
I'm gonna keep it all the way above.
Oh yeah.
She used the baby, not realizing she used the baby to get back at Offset.
Oh, she knew.
And to be honest, that's a different type of twisted. So to be truthfully honest, like I said to you,
She cracked the bet. That's what she did.
so
Like
as being a woman,
the bite.
you gotta look at the role that you played. And like, even if you got the baby boy hair done like dudes, you should have been like, yo, let's not put no pictures because even though y'all going through a divorce, you knew that was going to trigger that man. So then, see, usually what winds up happening is, oh, I didn't think it was that serious until somebody followed through on what they say, and then now you like, oh, you ain't have to do that. It wasn't. No. See, that's the biggest thing when we were talking, as I was saying about women disrespect themselves, like sometimes dudes disrespect themselves. Your delivery to a situation is everything. So now I'm a use Envy.
Hold on, because Envy has to respond, and then I want to make sure that I correct y'all. The little boy, Cardi B's son hair was done first.
That's what I was gonna say.
Afterwards
That's what I was gonna
is
say.
when Stephon Diggs got his hair braided the same way. So I wouldn't say that it's Cardi's fault.
And what I'm saying to you is, again, the baby got his hair done first. When she knew that Stephon did that, she should have been like, don't post a picture, dog. Because again, it ain't what it is, it's what it looked like. And it looked like you, what y'all call it, trolling, or you taking a subliminal shot at me. Come on, let's keep it a ball.
Yep. I agree with that.
Now,
okay. Okay, then hold on. Okay. Right. Let me
somebody take a shot at me, and I got the right to fire back. Boom.
Okay, hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. Envy has been up here for a while. I want to introduce him number one to the panel, and can we allow for Envy to have this response, and then y'all can jump into it. Envy.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? I think that she's quantifying the situation. What I mean by that is like an athlete is just as big time as a rapper. I think it's like that, to be honest with you. I think if she was dating a janitor, she wouldn't have done that. That's first of all. Second of all, she knows Offset because she was married to him. And I know firsthand, unfortunately, she's using his loss of local status to her advantage. And what I mean by that is he was the person that took him under his wing, under his wing, just got 31 years. So Offset isn't who he used to be. She knows that Offset's going through pain. OGKK, original GD, Atlanta, took Offset up under his wing. Now he doesn't have a support system. He can't talk the shit he used to.
Now, my fault. Are you done, Envy?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question, or let me just pose this. Like, how do we know that this was Cardi B or this nigga being on some fuck nigga shit?
It was definitely a move because the thing is once you take a picture and put something out there, you intend for it to be seen.
Okay, so the question was, like, did he put the pictures out independent of her knowing, and then the shit came out from there? Or do you think it? Because, like, for real, either now that I'm thinking about it, if you agree to get your hair braided just to troll, like, if a woman is gonna talk you into getting your hair braided to troll her ex, that's some fuck nigga shit. I'm sorry.
All right, so
Well,
let
to
me.
be honest, just listening to what Envy said, right? You can skip past all that, P. She know that you're vulnerable. So right there, by her knowing the intricate details, she gonna throw shots that nobody will realize, unless that you in his circle.
What you mean getting your dude's hair braided like
No,
your?
listen to me, P.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Envy. You just said bop, 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 boom, 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 got 31 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is his support system, right?
Yeah, his OG.
So now, I'm sure Cardi B knows that, right?
Yep.
So she kicked the nigga that she knew was down. Come on,
He's
P.
hurt. He's hurt
She knew
right
that.
now, especially losing his soon. You know, it's especially what happened in Dallas.
I mean, I get to play. I get to play. You know what I'm saying?
One of them got unalived in Dallas.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. Like, I get to look.
Stay away from the secrecy stuff. Why stay away from it?
Well, that's a double whammy. She already knows. She knows that he's probably not done mourning.
Right. Trust me. I know I've been married twice, so I know the play. But this wasn't a solo play. So I'm just looking at the nigga who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I'm looking at new Nick syndrome, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, look at this before I forget. Okay, so he got hit twice. Okay, so he was definitely Takeoff's mentor. That was the younger to him. Takeoff got unalived in Dallas, Migos. Okay, and his OG got 31 years. So right now he's not only hurting being a mentor, but he's also hurting being a mentee. That's huge.
That wasn't Dallas. That was Houston, Texas. Unalive. That was Houston.
Okay,
yeah. Well, Dallas. Okay, Texas. My bad.
So, P, can you hear me? Can y'all
but
hear
he's
me?
gone.
Yeah. Go ahead, Malik.
So the biggest part right there, Envy just said it. And no disrespect to his fallen brother, R.I.P. But the dude that holds him down, that would have talked him off a ledge, is not there. So right now, she could do anything, and he gonna walk on the ledge and jump, slam off every goddamn time.
Well, and that's when your foundation come in, because if you ain't got, that's what the problem is with these men like now. And I can relate to nature, but we ain't got enough time.
All right, so hold tight 1 second. I need for y'all to hold tight 1 second. Now that y'all have said all of this, right? Mm-hmm. In my belief, hit the mute button. In my belief, okay, there are always actions and to react, like something always happened beforehand. Something triggered their divorce. Okay. So now Cardi B been married to this man for over 5 years. And to our knowledge, there has been no infidelity. She has always had this man's back. They were actually in the process of the first time getting divorced when Takeoff passed away. She took him back and she tried to basically be there for him. He continuously did what he did, cheated, and cheated. So then when she finally had enough, she decided to leave for herself and for her children. So when she left to better herself, and now that she's moved on, is that her fault that he messed up his family as a black man? Who's going to be held accountable? Is it going to be Cardi B or is it going to be Offset for not being a father and a husband? Let's get to the
I can sum it all up.
Hold on, stop.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I can't tell when she's done talking, man. Relax.
No. Because, see, I knew that this conversation was going to go this earlier. So let's be 100% clear. I don't care if he robbed a bank, if he smacked Moses and beat up Farrakhan. None of that has to do with her knowing the vulnerable button to push. Right there. That was the vulnerable button. So now let's even be real hunted with it, right? So he cheated when the OG was around, right? But now that the OG gone, you want to say it's because he cheated? His fatherhood and how he took care of his children wasn't that question. So if you're gonna hold him accountable and you want to hold him for something, you only can hold him for cheating. And if she forgave, she didn't. However, she knew that the OG was not there, and there's nobody to talk him off that ledge. It's to the point. She know I got you. I know your weakest point right here. So she could have walked up to him in his ear and be like, nigga, you know you ain't shit, you weak ass motherfucker. You ain't shit out here in these streets. Niggas, cause she know the OG not there to talk him off the bridge.
Well,
so now when the OG there, she wasn't carrying it like that then. She was out here talking about, I don't know why you cheated on me and all this, but I can forgive you. Come on, let's keep it a buck.
Here's what we don't do as men. Here's what we do not do as men. I believe in the inspect what you expect. That's why I'm single. So what I mean by that is you need to inspect yourself. Where are you in life? What's your financial status? What's your, social status? What's your spiritual status? Whatever. And then you match yourself up with that woman. You have to be equal. A lot of us men have this, just because we're men, our expectations are a lot higher than what we can hold ourselves accountable to. If he wants to be a cheater, there's a woman out there that doesn't mind. You have to match yourself up with what you are looking for.
true.
True. The woman does the choosing. It's not really the man. The woman does the choosing.
Yeah, but we're the predators or the prey, and I don't mean prey. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Like in history, we go after them. They accept us, just literally as a metaphor for sex. If a woman doesn't open her legs, we can't enter. It's very simple.
Okay, so P, you want to follow up with something? Because I just wanted to kind of like. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Based on what you said, right? If you take everything for what you said for face value, now all of her actions make sense for real. Because like a lot of times with women, especially like with women who are with this powerful, not even powerful men, but men who are in the company, like their boom boom is accessible. Right up, and they are adult enough to think like this nigga might cheat. Woo. Like with a lot of women, like they can accept that, but with Offset, it's one thing to be cheating, but when you get sloppy with it and public with it, where she can't like act like it ain't happening, it's in her fucking grill. I think with women that makes them react more than anything. So If she was really playing this shit straight with this nigga, was being a straight wife, married, wasn't fucking around, then this is the chickens coming home to roost. For real, for real.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is because did you say anything, Tech, or you still want to move past this part? Because you said you said you want to move past this part of the conversation, or you
Because I don't have much to say on this, you know.
okay.
I don't want
All
the
right,
room
well,
to come out. These guys already made the points. They made it pretty clear. The same thing I would have said, what they would have said. So yeah, it is what it is.
Good answer.
Okay, cool. So this is going to transition us into the respect versus disrespect within our community, meaning Black women and Black men. When I say that is because on a daily basis, I see Black men, and I'm going to speak on. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me hit the mute button on this computer because this computer is loud. Give me 1 second, y'all.
You got to be careful out here, Black men. They're out for us.
Sorry about that. We're trying to operate alive in the same room, so it's kind of
It is something to do.
My bad. Okay, so the respect and the disrespect. All right, so now I want to kind of switch gears a little bit because this is another thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. The disrespect that I see amongst the people in the community that I be around virtually. Okay, now we're speaking virtually on YouTube. The fact that I see women totally disrespecting men. I mean, a man could come into a live and say, "Hello, everybody," and you would have a person that's in the chat that's a woman would say, "Oh, here's a gay person," or "Here's the P word person," or "Here's this N word." What this simp doing in here? And then when they get checked on it, it's you're male identified, you're this and you're that. Recently, I have been getting really annoyed with watching Black men enter into these spaces and be disrespected. So I guess if you want to call the definition, I guess underneath the urban definition of male identified, whereas though I feel like the male is right or whatever the case may be, the male is right because it irritates my soul when y'all don't come in, y'all speak, y'all don't bother these women. And then the moment that y'all decide to sound fed up with it and they become a bunch of bitches and whores, then it's y'all hate Black women. Y'all don't like Black women. Y'all don't respect Black women. The question is, number one, how can we fix that? What needs to happen in order for that to change?
I'm going to answer that. What Black women need to do. They need to do just a natural stuff how it was back in the day when it was class and everything, and need to look nice and look sharp and everything. Don't go out in the public with your man and all that type stuff and everything.
Hold on, Tech. I'm talking about virtually. You know how I don't know if you've ever experienced that. I'm talking about how the men drop these shit.
Next conversation. My fault. Virtual, we just put each other on the line, and that's it. And on the chat, because in real life, it's not pleasant when the end result comes. When you talk to crap online, and you confront it with that person face to face, it ends up deadly. That's what it is. And some people say things online they wouldn't even say in public in the first place. You know what I mean? In front of that person's face. You know what I mean? Because you face to face, the result is not good. That's all I'm going to say.
Mine's like a three.
Hold on, Envy. So you can get 3 parts. Give me 1 second. Just to give y'all an example, because I want to make sure y'all understand what I'm saying. I'll give you a prime example. When my husband first came to this platform, number one, because people thought that he was against me, there were a lot of women who was pro-Malik. The moment that he said, "I'm not going to disrespect my wife, regardless of what," once everything calmed down, "I'm not going to disrespect my wife. She's still the wife. She's still my wife, and she's still the mother of my son. I'm not going to do it." People started to change. And then the moment when they found out that we were going to fix our marriage and work on our shit, half of the women who had his back flipped. They flipped on him. They flipped on him. And then they disrespected him multiple times. he said all the time, look, I don't want to disrespect no woman. So, he even let people call him bitches and all of that. And I said to him, Malik, unfortunately, you're gonna have to because if not, they're gonna take advantage of it. My husband is a prime example of the question that I'm asking, because now he still may have some kind of restraint, but when it comes down to certain individuals, off the break, disrespect. Go ahead, Envy. Your three-part answer. Go ahead, Envy.
Okay, so I'm very stern but not disrespectful. The reason why is because I can physically dominate a woman. If I argue, I want to get physical and I don't hit women. That's one.
Yep.
Number two, I think it's horrible when we're put into this category of, oh, well, you don't like black women. No, I just don't like you. And if you say I don't like black women, it's a cry for help, like the Me Too type situation, for the masses to not like you as a person. Stand on your own. If you don't like me and I don't like you, it has nothing to do with the whole populace of black women. But as I said, if I could physically dominate you, I will be stern. I will say something along the lines, I'm not going to say stupid ass B, H, and all the extra stuff. I mean, yeah, they might call me something that they shouldn't say, but I'll say, from this point moving forward, just don't address me. I want to address you, and that's that. Because that puts her in a situation where if she addresses you, at that point, now you're not the problem.
Okay.
That's
And
it.
I want to say before I let Pete answer, thank you, Long Island Princess. Thank you, my love, for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Pete, did you want to respond? And Octavius, if you would like, you can hit the panel. I'm letting the men get this stuff out, because in about 10 minutes or so, I'm gonna allow for, if women want to hit the panel, anybody else can hit the panel outside of the men. I'm one of the men that kind of get some stuff off uninterrupted without having to, I wanted them to get it off their chest without having to be interrupted by us women. So go ahead, P. I'm sorry. P, is you there? Hey, misunderstood. Hello, everybody coming in. P.
My bad. I was on mute. I'm sorry. Can you
All
hear
right.
me? Okay.
I can hear you now. Go
So
ahead.
me and you were talking the other day, and I was giving you kind of like the same scenario, and I do believe it was Fem. She put a term in the chat. She called it rage baiting, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good term for it. So now that we got a term, you ask like, what's the solution? And honestly, this is a situation, like I said, it's a no-win situation for a man. So the beginning of the solution is that this is a situation where women need to step up and check the other women for the behavior if they recognize what the fuck is going on. See, because like, yeah, we can defend ourselves and say fuck it, but a lot of times, if we do, we'll catch labels like we attacking women, or we don't like women, or you know what I'm saying, or give the man the same energy type shit. But if it's obvious to everybody who is looking, who is the aggressor, who is trying to start shit, who is trying to like be the argumentative one, then why can't a woman step up and point out that bad behavior? I think it would be a lot, you know what I'm saying, would come a lot better coming from women. And then you got what a lot of women want is how you want men a lot of times to step up when they being attacked by men. Well, it would save us a lot of labels if women did the same thing. And if nothing else, just point out what the woman is trying to do.
All right, cool. So let me just read this, because I think this will right here kind of answer some of the question, and then I can answer the question as well, being Malik's wife, having to Lord, we'll get to that in a second. So Femi says, I am a reflection of my husband. I am a reflection of my husband. Women are naturally submissive when they are loved, protected, and provided for. So what I'm taking from this is that a lot of these women don't know how it is to be protected or loved for. A lot of these women are broken, especially the ones that are very disrespectful, don't have respect for men. I've even heard a woman make a statement and say, "I'm a man," and I'm not saying a man in like actual trans man. No,
You know,
they are man. They man, they're man, and sometimes that they want to be called as their man name, right? And some people actually call them their man name sometimes, which I feel
You,
is crazy because you're
yeah.
not a man. You are a
you gotta
woman.
you gotta pull out, okay, you gotta pull out you gotta build trust to pull out the vulnerability of the other person. So for example, women have the motivation to be submissive, right? But
Mhm.
if you don't trust me to earn it and treat you as such, protect you, whatnot, then you're gonna fall into a cocoon. You're not gonna be your natural self, just like a man. Okay, like I'm supposed to go out there and show no weakness. My vulnerability is sensitivity, which is the exact opposite of a woman. If I don't trust you to look at me as a strong man so that I can be sensitive to you, then you're not going to pull out that emotion, and I'm going to go into a cocoon, which that creates lack of communication between the two, and that's when people start growing apart.
Right. So then for me, and I will say this because a lot of people, because especially since I've been in this area of YouTube for a very long time, since 2019, I've been hitting panels since 2020. So that's what, 5 years in the making, 5 years in the making. My tone could be assertive. I could be aggressive. And I think I'm a bit aggressive, right? And within my real life relationship, oh no, I'm sorry, I'm moving too fast. On this platform, when y'all begin to see Malik's personality, there were a lot of people who would say, Brooke is the one who wear the pants. Brooke wear the pants in the family. Brooke is the one who makes all the decisions. And I'm just be shaking my head like, little do y'all motherfuckers know. Like that what? Little do y'all know. Okay.
I feel you.
It's the total opposite. Like, I don't he's the one who makes the decisions. Like, you just don't even understand. Not necessarily saying the fights and the arguments, but when he gets like, no, this is what it's going to be. What he does with me, and this makes me feel protected, is he compromises with me. If I don't like something, then he compromises with me, and that's what a man is supposed to do. But on here, because y'all see that I can be aggressive, I don't take no shit from nobody. I'm ready to go. Like I'm on ready. What you say about what? What you say about that? Y'all, if y'all was in YouTube cameras live earlier, y'all got a taste of it. When it comes down to certain things, I have no sympathy at all for it. Oh, thank you. Okay. I have no sympathy at all for it. Like we're not getting ready to play these games. So when it comes down to me just speaking a different tone or me saying something, people automatically say, and then Malik comes and he'll be like, my guy, what's going on, my guy? Hello, can you hear me? So like he's more of the lower tone. That doesn't mean that I wear the pants on shit. No, my nigga is really my nigga. Like I'm really underneath him as his wife. I am really submissive to him when it comes down to a lot of things. Again, he compromises with me because as a man, you're supposed to do that for your wife. You're not, especially if it's going to make me happy. But they say happy wife, happy life. So yeah, he's going to compromise to make sure that I'm happy. For the most part, he's the lead. Men should lead. Men are supposed to lead things. And that's how I feel. Men are supposed to lead things. But a lot again, that's a big misconception. I promise you, it's a lot of people on here like, yeah, Brooke, wear the pants. Y'all got me fucked up. No, I don't. Shit. I wish I did. But especially when it comes down to like this, we are what we will call, have you ever heard the term opposites attract? We are opposites attract with a lot of stuff. Like a lot of things we are opposite with, but we are opposite. How can I say it? We mesh well together. Even though we're opposite, we still mesh well together. And that's what makes us work. But we are opposite, like we are total opposites with a lot of stuff. We don't argue about it. We meet each other and we have a meeting of the minds. And that's what it is. We compromise with one another. And I think that's what makes us work. when we're working. So, did anybody else want to say anything?
Yeah, I do, Brooke. And this is like another layer, and this is the one that really pisses me off. Like, and you can directly relate with this, and it's not the first time this has happened. We're gonna take Uppity, and this is on topic, right? Now we all know what would happen with me and Uppity, and you were there, Brooke, so you know Uppity got cussed out because she was intentionally rude when I was trying to speak. You know what I'm saying? And shit went south from there. Now, what some women do, which is the ultimate like insulting and disrespectful thing, is they turn your situation that they started into you wanting them, and you know what I'm saying, some old bullshit like that, like which is the most insulting because it'd be the women that you don't want to do that type shit. But and this may be one of the things that you're gonna go into, so I'm gonna just leave it as that's another form of women putting jackets on dudes, and I'm gonna just leave it there.
Okay, Envy, did you want to peep in? And Tech, I put you on mute because there was a lot of background noise. So Tech, if you want to jump in, you or Envy can jump in real quick.
Go ahead, y'all.
Yo, I just got back from the bathroom real quick. Just heard you just say want me to jump in. You know, I got some things I want to. I got some things I want to say. Black women and black men just get it together. There's a government plot out for us to destroy us and destroy our culture. That's all I got to say. Do your homework and do your research, and let's do the best for each other. Make the change for the future kids in our generation. That's all I got to say about that. I don't want to go into detail, cause beef or anything, because the stuff I say can be very bad at my mouth. But I like being positive. All right, I'm out.
Okay, Envy.
I it's such a gray area. It really is. It,
Just be
I'm gonna
yourself.
move on
But
to the
over
next
here,
question because I'm
no,
gonna.
you're not. Over here, sorry, I put men on pedestals.
Oh
And
no, yeah, I get
y'all
it.
say what it is that you need to say because it needs to be said. And what I don't like is because the personalities of the women over here in the beef sector are so strong. It's like you damned if you do and you damned if you don't. And
Oh yeah,
I'm trying to create a platform that's going to stop that. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. No, it's either you're going to respect this person, get your mind right, or don't say nothing to the person. I don't understand. It's not that hard. It's really
yeah.
not. You know.
Unfortunately though, if you take a uppity or somebody like that, you can't. I can fix ignorant. I can't fix stupid. So if a woman is ignorant to how to treat a man, let's say that she had bad experiences throughout life with a man, I can treat her in a way she understands how a man should treat a woman. But if she's stupid and wants to completely disrespect, there's nothing I can do. At that point, like, yeah, I get to almost the cuss out level. I don't like it's just an excuse. I don't yeah, in the second it's an excuse.
But it has to take a lot for you to for you to want to cut somebody out. It has to
Oh,
take a lot for
me?
you to do
Yeah,
that.
no. Uh-uh.
Yes,
No, I don't.
yes, but let me just say this, and I was just bringing an example up
People
just
say
for
that
this.
all the time. Yeah, I'm not doing
This
that. It
the
looks
stupid.
ridiculous.
It does, but sometimes some people it just is what it is, and I have learned to accept that within me. I am me. Fuck it. If you get me on the wrong day, and I ain't saying y'all, I'm just saying like if you keep playing around with me, and I'm like, look, leave me the fuck alone. And you still messing with me, you bound to get cussed out. So I ain't trying to sugarcoat it. I ain't trying to hide it. None of that. It's just what it is. I am just me. Either you're gonna love me or you're gonna hate me. I don't do no gray areas with me because I just don't want to do that. I don't want to have to be fake or phony in front of nobody. I just want to be me. You know what I mean? But let me just bring up a point because then we're going to move to the last one, which is the jackets. Let me bring up a point. which I thought, and this is why you saying that she's stupid, because she is stupid. The thing that Ghetto, what Ghetto was going to do, Ghetto, if I don't know, Ghetto went to Uppity and he said, Uppity, I want to take you out to dinner. He said, I'll pick you or take you to whatever restaurant of your choice. I think he even said did he say he would buy her outfit? I don't know if he said he would buy her outfit, but he said that he would take her to a restaurant of her choice. No, nothing sexual. He just wanted to take her out, whatever. I don't know if he was going to do it for content because he doesn't have a channel, but he was like, I want to just take you out. I want to show you how it is to be treated, like a woman. This stupid thing, this lady, well, you're going to have to buy my whole wish list. You're going to have to do this. You're going to have, and I'm sitting here thinking like, God, what? This man said you ain't got to do nothing. He going to come and take you out, and then he don't want nothing else from you. It's nothing sexual, nothing like that. She's not even his type of woman. I do know that. He like him slim and trim, okay? Not his type of woman, but he wanted to show her what she was probably missing because she's definitely not getting treated that way, right? Her response to him was so negative and so disrespectful. I was appalled. And I'm like, my husband takes me out. We go out often. We're together damn near 24/7. Okay. And when it's time to put it on to go out, we put it on and we go out. Father's Day weekend is getting ready to be epic for him. Okay. Because he made sure that my Mother's Day weekend and our anniversary was epic. So Father's Day is getting ready to be epic. But it's just like, allow for somebody to do something for you nice without being so negative and nasty and stupid. That's stupid right there. It's just makes me mad.
Well, Brooke, I've really come to realize that, especially like when I get into it with some niggas and shit, we go back and forth, and I've learned this, and y'all can really just learn from what I'm going to say if you didn't know this already. But when people just hit you with stuff that like don't make no sense, but they say it like they know you, like, oh yeah, you this, you that, and you be sitting there like, nigga, where you get this from? What are you talking about? 9 times out of 10, they talking about yourself. So I've come to realize that there's a percentage of people that come on here simply to just unload whatever shit they got going on us. And I'm saying us because I'm assuming we're a part of that percentage. You know what I mean? And those are people you got to avoid, plain and simple.
And that is fact. Hold on one second. Who we have here? Okay, so the last point, and it's now like open panel. So if any any woman wants to hit the panel, you either ask the guys a question from what they have heard, from the things that you guys have heard. Even if you want to ask me a question, everybody's more than welcome to hit the panel if that is what you want to do. The last thing that I want to kind of go over, and then from there we can, if you want to, move on, we can. If not, it is what it is. Placing these false narrative jackets on these men. Mm. And listen, it's nothing wrong with being gay if you are gay. It is nothing wrong with being homosexual if you are classified as a homosexual. There is nothing wrong with being bisexual if you are classified as being bisexual, meaning if you classify yourself as that. If you are a heterosexual male, then anyone who says something to you should classify you as a heterosexual male. That will be a jacket. A lot of black men in this area, you guys get called the F word, agates. Y'all get called beta males. Y'all get called all these negative names. Y'all gay. And again, there's nothing wrong with being gay if you're gay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you aren't gay, why are you calling me gay? The example that I used earlier, the P word, pedophilia. Mm-hmm. I gave the definition of it. I'll re-give the definition of it. Pedophilia is a psychiatric disorder in which an adult has it's like an exclusive attraction to a child. That is what a pedo is. And the fact that Lemon was being called that over the weekend. I've heard other men being called pedo. And
Yep.
I'm like, what? What are y'all talking about? Do you even know the definition of the word that y'all are using incorrectly? And it really bothers me because these people are so smart. They have gone to university, they have bachelor degrees, they have master degrees, they are doctorates, they're doctors, they are all these things. They are so intelligent, but they use simple words like the pedal word wrong. So I don't know who was waiting for that to come up. Who was waiting for that to come up? UP? I think that's the one who wanted to have top one. Okay. P,
Yeah,
you go ahead and
because
start us off.
it's like how you just said you just named all them jackets, right? That's just on sexuality. Let's not talk about uh 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 sex A, beating on women, deadbeat dads, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just jackets, period. And I find 90% of the jackets that people or women use on men, they use it as a simple comeback because they ain't got shit else to say in an argument that they most likely started. And it's like it's just so easy for a jacket to be put on a man, and it's just like it just you take off and run with it. You know what I mean? But you can't do that with a woman. Even when they got actual fucking jackets. That's the crazy part.
Well,
Like, look at what's going on with Audio Paul and Jay Dunn. I'm gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? How's she gonna fix her mouth to say anybody is a stalker or anything else? And to this day, she still will label that nigga as that. And that's just
You
not
have a
cool.
point.
Because in the
You
real
have a
world,
point.
like false jackets can get a nigga jammed up.
But let me give you a point. You have a point because she had to actually go to court for harassment and harassment over the internet. I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think it involved something sexual as well. So for her to even have to go to court for that and try to say that that man is what he's not is sick. But it goes to show you that people who are been here, we know that. We know what happened with that. We know what she was charged with. And I guess because after a certain amount of time, it'll be removed off of her record, she acts as if it didn't exist. But it did. We're not going to go by, oh, because after a certain amount of time, it'll be off of your record because you haven't gotten in trouble, that it goes away. No, ma'am. We saw it happen. So for you to say that if someone else did something that you actually did, stalking, harassment, you did that. We saw that happen. We witnessed the court case. You were found, whatever it was, because you took a plea. You took a plea. Come on now. We haven't witnessed this happen to this
that's a
man.
whole nother
That's
thing.
crazy.
That's a whole nother thing. But I think
Go ahead.
leading by example is way more powerful than words. The one thing, ironically, I have not been called or attacked on in the beef sector is being homosexual, because I handle myself a certain way. And if somebody were to argue with me, I'm not going to be
Envy.
stupid.
Envy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've heard somebody call you homosexual before, Envy.
Oh, well, okay. Well, shout out to
But go ahead.
them.
No, I don't believe it, but I've heard them
I
call you
haven't
that.
been told. Okay, I have not been told that personally, but if you heard it, that's cool. But me personally, no one's confronted me with that situation. But even if they did, I'm not going to argue with somebody that's stupid. Because the more you argue, the more you repeat yourself, the more you unravel, you're starting to accept that as your own truth. I don't get angry. I don't get angry about things I'm not. I don't. I don't. Like, literally, when people start unraveling, that their conscience is starting to take over what's coming out of their mouth. I don't have to say much.
Okay, cool. Tech, did you want to chime in?
I'll chime in for a little bit. I'm going to say this. Black women and black men, let's just get the respect back. That's all I got to say. Let's just have to rebuild back. I would give what lost. And government influences was involved in this too, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when I was fighting back, I ended up on the top of blocking my city for a little bit behind, speaking my mind and all that. And just lessons you learn from when you make mistakes and all that. And some, I basically just stay out the way. Something goes down, I just let it go down now, you know? That's what I just do. And I don't say much about it. I can give you my opinion, I can speak my mind on it, but you choose not to listen, hey, that's on you. You know what I mean? That's for both men and women. I'm out.
Okay.
So I meant
You can't defend yourself against somebody who has their mind made up. If somebody calls me gay, I'm not going to convince them that I'm heterosexual. It's not going to change their mind at all.
That is so true. You make a good point. When the mind is made up, it's made up.
I'll agree with you, Envy, about back and forth and trying to change a person's mind on what they think you are. So let me go back to when I first said that respect is universal. So a lot of people don't understand that. Like, if I know P is straight dude. So the moment I call him the B word, all bets is off. So as a man, it's three things that you can say to another man that he takes as disrespect, and this time, you know what I mean, do what we do. Pause. You call a man a bitch, you tell him kiss your buns, or you invite him to the Frank stand.
Mm-hmm.
So they three things that men don't do to other men. No matter how much we disagree, the moment you do the Frank stand, oh, it's everything else you say past that, we not hearing. Because we fit to demonstrate on, you know, what you asked. And we gonna do what we do as men. And then we gonna walk our separate ways and let it be that. But again,
And I'll throw one more in there. You don't you don't you don't tell or you don't spread a rumor or tell somebody that a person is part of the community when they not.
oh yeah, you definitely don't do that.
You know, and there ain't no disrespect for the community, but that's what it just is what it is. But that's something that you don't do.
Don't cross the line. That's what it is.
But
Right.
now back to what Brooke was saying, like on here, what people think be a drag, don't be a drag.
And don't be a drag at all, because when you got to confront that person in person and the results go down, and you end up in the body bag, then that's the result. And you end up being bloody, and survive.
I'm saying like if me and you have a disagreement, I'm not gonna wish death on nobody. Or I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, dog, you know I remember you was in the hospital because you well, that's crazy word. We're talking about a health issue or wishing you dead. Where is the drag in that? Because if I disagree with you, or I don't like what you say, or vice versa, you're still a human.
Right.
But you know,
Yeah. True.
a lot of times people go off on him and they play that card, and I'll be like, come on, what's going to be really going? And then when you call them on it, because I've heard a lot of females say that. Oh, now you're going to attack a female? Yo, you just said this about me right here. I'm just checking you on it. So I shouldn't check you on it as a man? Like, I'm not trying to argue with you, Mom, but yo, miss, I didn't do that to you. But see, that goes back to say that behind a keyboard, well, you could be top shotter until you gotta walk out that door and realize you actually the guppy in the big pond.
Well,
Social
You
Don't
know,
they?
Malik, I realized that I had to for real. Like I still have my moments, but I really had to get shit in perspective with these niggas because just full disclosure, being perfectly honest, right? These niggas was getting me. No, no, not them. I was letting them get me. You know what I'm saying? So fucking vexed on this motherfucker that like my it just had my finger itchy, right? And
Mm,
what's fucked up is that like I get off this motherfucker wanting to relieve that itch. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So it's like I'm leaving the crib looking to relieve that itch because I was letting these motherfuckers get my finger itchy. So I'm just like, nah, y'all niggas, I've been troll fool long enough. You feel me?
Wow.
One of the things I learned on here is everybody, and I'm not singling out one person. You got a lot of people who talk hammer talk,
Yep.
but can't press 7 pounds. So when you think about it now, and I'm not saying you, P, one of the things I had to learn was I'll be like, in the words of Beanie Siegel, they think it's a game till them things come out.
Yep.
And it's a whole nother ball. At that point, if you draw and I draw, who is really gonna have a conversation? Because at that point, like Sonny said in the Bronx Tale, now we're gonna see who the tough guy really is.
And I seen it. I seen it. Being from where I'm from, I seen it.
So when you think about it, if I take a minute, right, and I'll use Lemon. Lemon go off all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna holler at you later on. I'm not doing that. Because I I know that they wanna see a show. And I'm like, I know he draw. So I know that sometimes to disengage is the best form of engagement.
True.
Because if I take myself out of the situation, what we got now? And that's what, see, a lot of people don't realize. Pride will kill you faster than a bullet. I'm telling you. It's gonna kill you faster than a bullet and be real more quiet. So sometimes you just gotta be like, because again, like you said, and the whole thing was about respect. It's some people on here, and I'm sure that y'all been around a little longer than I have. You be like, as much as people think he playing, that dude or that woman will lose it all just to get 30 seconds of recognition.
Man,
Very sad situation with that.
you know, this shit I really had to start putting shit in perspective. Like, my attitude now is like I I deal with enough clear and present dangers every day when I leave out the crib to have to worry about motherfuckers, which is a 99.99999% chance of ain't gonna follow through with the shit they saying anyway.
Pretty much.
You see what I'm saying? But if they do, just stand in line. Like it ain't nothing that I'm not concerned about on a daily basis anyway. That's why you should tell them niggas like, oh, man, nigga, get in line. All right, get in line. And that's why it's like when you got that street PTSD, you programmed to react to certain shit. So I was when I'm hearing certain shit, I'm looking
You
at
ready,
shit as go
you
ahead,
ready,
go ahead.
you're ready to react, and that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna react.
Exactly. Like, oh, you gonna do what, nigga? Oh, okay, all right. Let's see you try that shit. And it's like I realized that me saying that or me reacting to that shit is all them niggas wanted to begin with. So they can sit back and laugh like, I got him. Hee. And that's why I always ask them niggas, like, what's your end game? Because just getting a nigga to that point can't be your only end game. If it is, that's stupid on your part.
You know what? It's a guy I watch on here all the time, off and on. And I heard him the other night say he would get in the car and take a 12-hour drive, mad, and then get there and follow through with what he said. And all I could think of, oh, you know how miserable your regular life must be to ride 12 hours and then search for somebody? Yo, you gotta have absolutely misery and nothing going on in your life. Nothing.
Well, either that or that motherfucker seriously fucked up your money.
Yep.
Well, I'm not gonna say who the party was, but the party it had nothing to do with money.
Okay.
It had something to do with a comment that they thought somebody said, or the person said,
They got their feelings.
yeah, about a baby or something. I was like, I don't get the gist. But to ride that far, first of all, it would be an 18-hour drive. And I'm like, dude, do you realize in 18 hours how many different thoughts go through your mind and how many different ideas?
Right. You can't be mad that
Right.
straight.
Like, no offense, Envy, you could be mad at me right now, right? And get on the bike. And by the time you get 2-3 miles down the road, you like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna ride this way, and I'm gonna dip that, and I'm gonna dip. The whole fact of
yeah. I'm not going to be angry with you like within the first 100 miles anymore. Like I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, so I was like, yo, come on, are you guys serious?
I think I can. I think I can maintain like a good 4 hours of anger. So you know what I'm saying. If it's a 4 hours, if getting past that, you know, it's gonna like, you know what, fuck this shit, bro.
Okay, so now, P, so you can maintain a good 4 hours of anger, right? So 4 hours is probably you getting from where you are to somewhere in New York.
Not even that far. I'm barely getting out of Ohio.
So now think about it. If you riding, right?
You'll just be in Pittsburgh or Harrisburg, 4 hours of anger, depending on where your Ohio is.
Right.
So now, okay. So think about how many Johns you gonna see between Ohio to Pittsburgh to Philly, and you trying to come see me in Baltimore. By the time you're gonna be like, look at that John. Okay. Hey, pardon me for saying this, and no disrespect. I fine, and then man, we gotta go over here with these. By the time you just pit stop to take a whiz and get something in Philly, you like, man, you know, I'm post up in Philly. I got it going on. You ain't even worried about the situation I had 4 hours. You like, man.
You know, plus I'm smoking good weed the whole trip, so that's I'm gonna be fighting against that to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's like the last time I drove to see a motherfucker, it was from here to the Natty. You know what I mean? And I was
Okay. What you in Cleveland?
Columbus.
Okay. Oh yeah, Columbus. Columbus is a very big city. I've been there a few times.
Yeah, man. It's you know, people don't realize unless you've been here or you know somebody from Ohio, like how dangerous of a state this motherfucker is for real. Like
That's where I'm from. I get it.
Like you
All right, so hold on, guys,
I'm
because
sorry.
I think y'all be no, it's okay. Look, I'm not going to interrupt your conversation. I'm not ending anything. But what I wanted to do, because now it's like if y'all want to just talk, you know how y'all just generally talk, have y'all man talk, whatever the case may be. Just to close things out, I just wanted to say I thank y'all for making, because I feel like it's a success. I think we reached the highest was 50, the lowest I think was 16. We're at 35 now.
Okay.
For us to not be speaking about anything beef, like fighting, cussing each other out, I think that's good. And the fact that I wanted to kind of give the men a voice to kind of hear you guys' perspective. I'll have other shows where if something happened where it's concerned to black men, where I'm gonna say calling all men. Come on, I need y'all. I need y'all. I need to hear what it is that y'all are feeling, how y'all hear things. I need for y'all to hit the panel and tell me what it is, how y'all feeling about what's going on. And I just wanted to let y'all know that my platform, because my husband is he's my automatic co-host, period. But until he gets his own situation set up, then if he wants to use my platform and have a show or a discussion, he's able to do that and have all the men come over as well, so that everybody, so y'all can get y'all shit off. Just saying it like that, because I don't see too many places where y'all can get y'all shit off. Y'all can have intelligent conversations like this and just talk, men's talk, like straight men talk in this area. We don't have it. So I think I'm kind of like creating a bridge so that now it's going to be here. And again, I will give Binary his props, because when he mentioned the council, shout out to the council, I'm in full support of it. I can't wait till I have y'all first show. I like it. He is the one who kind of
What was that?
inspired this. So I don't know what that was. What you laughing at, Tech?
It sounded like a gong. That wasn't one of my sound effects. Believe me, that wasn't
Oh,
me.
that was yours. A bong. Who was that? Who was that? Tech. That was probably Tech doing everything under the sun. Tech, what you doing? You loud.
It was,
Put your
it was just the timing.
He said bong, but yeah. So I just put your mute on until I finish up, because I'm getting ready to finish up now. So with that being said, I am going to let y'all finish. If y'all were having a good conversation, whatever it is that y'all want to talk about. But again, thank y'all for coming up and supporting your girl. Thank y'all for supporting me and
Thanks for
my
having
first
me.
Strong Black Man's panel. I think I might keep that name. And if I do have another show, it'll be like a Strong Black Man open panel discussion episode 2 or something like that. I'll figure that part out later on down the line. But I'll just continue to call it a Strong Black Man if I decide to have it. Because I think the women, I'll probably have to have a Strong Black Woman's one next. Because they're gonna be down. They
Yeah,
gonna
identify.
yeah. So I gotta I'm already identified as male identified, but
I
so I
mean,
gotta look out for the women, because I am a woman now. So keep that in mind. I am a woman.
I
Good.
just want to say, like to Tech and to Malik and to NV.
No,
I
hold on. The show not
I'm
over.
sorry.
Y'all, we're not going nowhere. If
Oh
y'all want
no
to
no
finish,
no. I just wanted to say something since we kind of moving off topic, I guess. But I just
yeah,
really appreciate
y'all can talk about
getting
whatever it is y'all want to talk about.
be up here with y'all, like to discuss this shit because all y'all have very excellent like viewpoints on everything, and it gave me like basically 3 different ways to think about something on everything that we talked about. So I definitely appreciate y'all having something to say.
Yeah, it's good to share a panel with you in this manner because usually you're getting your shit off. So that's
Same
cool.
here. Same here, Envy. You know what I mean? And it's like for real, this is a setting where you're gonna really get me where I'm not on the defensive. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like
I mean, people need to understand the last thing we're thinking about at the barbershop is the actual haircut.
right. So you know what I mean? Like I appreciate this opportunity because we've never really spoken under like a non-combative or
True.
whatever environment. So you know what I mean? And so we ain't gonna sit up here and like act like nothing. It wasn't whatever exchanges we had in the past. It wasn't nothing personal on my part. All right.
Yeah, no, I never looked at it that way. That's internet. This is
Well,
this
nah,
is
it was
grown.
personal.
This
It was personal, but you know what I mean. It's cool. I understand what it was. It was a heat or whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? We good.
Yeah,
I'm good. If you good, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm
Okay,
good.
there it is.
Yeah, I
So
mean, conversation like this let me know that you are a little are more dynamic. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
I appreciate, I can appreciate it because a lot of people can't have an exchange like we've had in the past and then have a conversation. So
and
emotional intelligence means everything to me because I don't want to be side eyeing people.
and to be honest with you, envy knowing all that, I'm picking. I try to pick my spots. Like if I hit a link to mix it up, I'm purposely doing that. But other than that, I'm purposely choosing to either if it's my content or I'm hitting links to be in environments and situations like this where I can really flourish. See what I'm saying?
Hmm. Well, it's
So
good because Brooks is providing a space where you can take
we got
something
what?
away from it. Like after this show, I'm not gonna. The show's not over for me.
No.
When Brooke ends the live, it gives me a couple things to think about, and quite frankly, it also builds my trust within men. Just because you know what we're around now,
Hey,
just in society, men have definitely been raised different than I know of. And then
mhm.
also to see Brooke be able to come out here with the courage to do this, because the wrong women will look down on it. Oh, you just want to surround yourself around men so that you're like, yeah. So
Yeah.
So let me throw two things out here, Jets. So first, Envy, I wish Cole was here or Ghetto. I'm asking you, what is your real take on the council?
I had a members only live about it, but I will tell you this. The real take on the council is you have to really, really pay attention to binary. What binary says is it has a very, very stronger meaning than what comes out of his mouth. Most people take them from surface level, but you got to think about it. So the council is not a thing, in my opinion. The reason why is the way that he presented it was, I'm going to take a week or two off, XYZ. And he was like, I can't commit to a time, a day, nothing like that on my panel. And people said that there should be a rotation. And then he gave some examples. He was like, Resto did 1.2, 1.5 eating waffles. Mika's channel is doing XYZ. And just this and that. The council is not about a platform. The council is about a union where you can go to your own place but be a part of something. That's what I think. There's no such thing.
Okay. So my take on it is I think he said it to get people stuck on an idea. And when I listen to it, the idea itself will be more content than the actual thing.
Mm.
Then when I listened,
Right.
I thought about when you said the council, and I thought about it, and when he kind of broke it down, I looked at it as okay, he wants to installate himself with dudes he think that's going to always stand on 10. Like, no matter what it said, these guys never going to fold. They going to own the ish or whatever, but they going to stand in it.
But
So
do you
then,
see the players? Do you see the players?
and as I look at it,
Okay, so the players, he's dynamic, he's international, he's military, he's resourceful. You know what I'm saying? I pull together all the content. People like my reviews, people like my breakdowns. I kind of pull it all together. You exude masculinity, but to be quite frank with you, your connection to Brooke goes, is also a direct access to Ness. And let's see who else. Ken's gonna bring like the fight or flight type situation.
Wait a
And
minute. Hold up. Sorry. Could you, what do you mean? I'm sorry. What you mean fight or flight?
I'm not saying he's gonna run. I'm just saying okay, let me clarify flight. Flight means totally ignore a situation or go all in. Ken's gonna go all in or all out. I've never seen Ken in the middle.
Okay.
and what about Ghetto?
Ghetto is a position of the traveler because he's not a CC, but he goes into every sector and makes himself known and blah blah blah. He's gonna be he's that guy. He does the footwork. He does the marketing.
So
Look at the players. There's no panel. With the panel, it actually makes it weaker.
Ooh.
I looked at it like that, but slightly different. And the difference was, I said, he's using me as the mouthpiece, pause, because I'm going to say what I'm going to say and stand on it. Plus, I'm neutral. I can, like Ghetto, I can go into any sector. I'm not tied to no sector. However, I get respect in other sectors because I've been in other sectors, but I also respect everybody. It's no gray area with me. With Resto, because Resto is worldly because he's traveling here in the military and all that. That's Binary's way of getting out to a broader audience without getting out to a broader audience.
Mm-hmm.
You are the stat guy. You like the accountant. You're going to line everything up. So all he has to do is run the play. Ken is the wild
narrative.
card.
I'm the narrative writer.
Right. But Ken is the wild card because Ken is the one you unleash if you really need that dirty work. Like, you know, Ken going to drag. Ken, pardon me, no disrespect to anybody who listens. Ken will drag the devil if he had the chance to drag the devil. It ain't no.
That's why when I was joking, why do you think I called him a sergeant at arms?
Right. So when I looked at it, I got PC. I was like, yo, this nigga sitting here like Tom Brady. He like, I'm gonna put these dudes right here.
Oh, yeah.
So now you can't ever get to me.
Here's how I know this. Here's how I know this very, very well. So Polar was Polar Gang in our sector. He was supposed to birth Cam, Ronnie BFH, and Mahia and that whole squad. So I've seen this. And it had to do with them going to their own platforms, creating a rotation, and basically taking over the airwaves in their own unique fashion. Cam was supposed to be the rah-rah guy. Mahia was supposed to be more the music, talk about talent and stuff. Ronnie BFH was supposed to be like the resourceful person, and Polar was supposed to be the home base. I've already been through this. The council does not exist because Binary will tell you in so many different ways. When he tells you, I'll never be able to commit to a time, a place, a date, or I'm never going to be able to do, XYZ. He's telling you that you don't need the panel to be a council. You have to listen to what he says.
Well, I figured that out from the first time I met the dude. But Binary reminds me of K Solo. He's more like Keith Murray. If y'all remember K Solo and Keith Murray. K Solo came out with a song called Spellbound. But Keith Murray used to always use these big words to make it seem like he's really saying a whole lot when he really saying.
Yeah, Binary is less. Yeah, he's less. Less is more. That's what Binary is.
So I pay close attention. But he is crafty at his craft, and that works for him, and that's how he gets his numbers. And I want everybody to listen to me. And I want everybody in the chat, even Brooke, listen to me. Stop paying attention to numbers because it's not how many people you get in your room, it's who you get in your room.
Of course, there's a difference between subscribers and supporters, brother.
Yep. You know what, Malik, I gotta say this, bro. I'm just sitting here listening to you two go back and forth talking about Binary, and the only thing I'm thinking is like, this the nigga he want me to have a sit down with? I'm just like, Okay, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why he did his live yesterday on me. Because I'm a pit bull. Like if I'm the head of something, I'm gonna make sure everybody is fine. And with him, it rubbed me the wrong way with him when we're out here slanging and banging and talking about the council and talking good on it. But he's like, just me as a leader, I'd be out there like, yo, if y'all have any questions, concerns, anything to say, come to me directly. But that was the only thing. But he's kind of that guy that'll like, he's a sniper. He hides in the bushes, you know what I mean? And he's got his scope on the enemy, waiting for the enemy to make a mistake, but he sends the soldiers out there as a deflection to, create the war where, so that he doesn't have to shoot everybody.
Hey, Envy, you do know I've been knowing him since 2002.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why I'm just like, since Brooke talked me in. I mean, since I agreed to have to sit down with him, you know what I mean. As a act of good faith, I am on a embargo of no talking about binary because I don't want to, taint our meeting before it happens.
So
he does, and I agree with you, Fem. He definitely, his weakness is that he shouldn't make people feel like he knows he's the smartest person in the room. That's where people are starting to get pissed off because they're like, hold on a second. If you're talking about black issues, we really don't think that way.
But you got to also remember, Envy, that, and no offense to nobody on here, a lot of people are not secure in themselves. So if you think, or people think, let me say not you, if people think he's talking like he's the smartest person in the room, it's usually because of their lack of intelligence, or they feel that he's intellectually superior. It's nothing that he's doing.
No, he can have it. He's the dude that I used to make write the paper for me in school. I get it. I was on the football team and told him, by the time I'm done with practice, please have this finished for me. Thank you.
But see, that's the thing though. I've said to people 1,000 times, binary, they keep falling for the banana in the tailpipe. You might as well keep hitting them with the banana in the tailpipe. But
you gotta know how to play your position, man. You can't make people something that they're not. You got, okay, for example, you got the hustler and you got the shooter, right? You need the shooter to protect, you need the hustler to get the bag, but then you split it. You got it, and don't try to be both because you'll fail. You got to let everybody play their position, brother.
But see,
and when people start getting out of that position, they need to be eliminated.
But that's the thing. And if people would have paid close attention, when he was naming positions, I was saying, watch this dude give me some crazy shit to myself. And when he said, you be the vice president, I was like, he trying to line me up. And don't nobody think I realize what he's trying to do.
He's trying to make everybody look goofy, feeling like a position. You know what position I just made for myself? My new position in the council is the guy that stops by every now and then. That's my position.
Our position is I'm in the Bob Euchre seats. Because
I can't. Hey, I'm about to drop down, bro. I can't listen to more of this shit.
No, people, listen, Pete.
You know what I'm saying? I already am going against my better judgment, and you ain't helping me. This ain't
if you think about what I asked you to do,
yeah,
as you're sitting there and you actually do it, who really got the one up?
Stop laughing, Envy. This shit ain't fun.
I had to, Pete. Sit downs are good, brother.
Really, you know what though? There is no loser, for real. I mean, it's gonna be like if you know the two parties involved, it's gonna be sheer comedy. So, you know what I mean? I'll take, I what they say, do it for the culture. You know what I mean? I'll do it for the
Do
culture.
it for the culture. Oh yeah, that's right.
Man.
So I want to step in real quick, guys. I don't know what happened to Tech, but thank you for a comment, Tech. I really do. Hit the mute, Malik. I thank you for coming through on a panel. Hopefully, the next time that I have one, you also show. Thank you for your support. He has been a long time supporter of mine, and he's always supported my platform. So thank you for that. Also, I want to say thank you to Long Island Princess for the super chat. And she says, topic requests for one day in the far future. Please invite a brother from the gay community and from the sector to basically let black women or have black women he's going to basically tell black women the signs if their man is on the down low. So just to let you know, I already got my person. Voodoo is going to be my person. And that is a topic that we're going to set up for a future date and time where Voodoo can accompany me on the panel. That is going to be a good discussion. Just let you know that I got your support, my love. And thank you for supporting the channel. Okay, guys, go ahead back to your conversation.
Long Island.
You see, okay, so I've tried to reinvent someone that gets along with folks better on this application. So a lot of my perspective comes from that end. I would say a completely different thing, I think, a couple years ago about your sit down, but I digress.
But
Well,
again,
you never know what might happen, and I am in a season of forgiving, or just not forgiving, but the season of compromise. So and chopping it up. So this is a good time
Definitely.
because I'm in that season. So, Brooke, hey, thank you for very much for inviting me up here. I very much enjoyed myself. Hey, Malik, like I said, as always, man, good to chop it up with you. Envy, this is good, bro. I like this. So let's do this again. But if we ever in a situation, we just play it by ear. You know what I mean? Because it's all
Of
about the top.
course.
You know what I mean? So,
Of
but bro,
course.
it was very nice speaking to you in this environment, man. I hope we can do it again. All right.
We
Thank
will
you for
do it
coming up,
again. We
P.
definitely will.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. And I'm gonna be here whenever you're doing something, just to support, even if it's not topical, not man related, and it ain't too off kilter. I don't know about that download panel. That sounds like a woman's only panel. So let you
Hey,
deal with
no time soon, so no worries, about it.
Same reason why they couldn't get anybody to compete in the men's only gray jogging pants competition. Because who's coming?
that. If you could just guarantee who was going to be watching, it'd be a different story. But we can't guarantee that. So you know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm good with that one. Hey, but hey, man, y'all be safe. I will see y'all on these YouTube streets, and y'all be safe in the real streets. All
You
right.
too. Good night, P.
Okay, y'all be safe.
All right, so look, I got a question for Envy, and then I don't know if you and Malik gonna chop it up for a few or what's gonna happen. But let me ask you a question. So now that I'm hearing your sentiments and how you feel about the council, are you saying that you're not going to be? I don't want to say secretary. I forgot what he called it. But are you
Production manager.
production manager? There we go. Are you not going to be the production manager, or you are, but it's going to be on your terms? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm gonna feel it out. I think it's trolling. I'm gonna feel it out. I think it's trolling, but I also think that it's supportive because I'm watching the first two people that he mentioned that he pushed. He mentioned Resto. Okay, great. But he also mentioned Mika, which is not a straight male.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you
So
shouldn't mention look what happened on Mika's channel. If yeah, I mean that
So
pretty
when I
much
was
gives
telling Malik,
away its clue.
okay, so now listen, here's the thing. So when I told Malik, I said, that, part of the job is you guys will be discussing beef sector material. Malik said no. I said, yes, that's what y'all gonna be talking about. He said, no, we're not. I said, yes, y'all are.
You know
So
why?
we're
You
gonna
know why
confirm
Cole
it.
did that? He did. He said that on purpose.
I
You know
know.
why he said. You know why he said that on
He
purpose?
said it for two reasons. He said
Because
it for
of
two reasons.
as of right now, that's what we cover. Every one of us.
Right, right. That's correct. And it's a way to keep the beef sector people entertained. But here's what he does not know. Sure, you can click the link, Ghetto. Absolutely. Here's the crazy part about this, right? The way how beef sector people work, if they aren't entertained, it don't matter if you say beef sector, it don't matter if you say world news, it don't matter what it is. Beef sector like drama and fights and dysfunction. That's what they love. Okay.
But that's
If
where I
I
come
had
from. I
all of
get
these
it.
right,
Mo
and if
three
I had all of
sector.
y'all on here fighting, you know my numbers would not be at 59. They would be at
Right.
probably 1 or 259 because people like that dysfunction. It is what it is. So I know why he said it. But you can say it, and then if something happens, let's say he has a panel and he's not talking about beef sector. Do you know his numbers going to drop real fast? And again, Malik said
Yes.
it's not about numbers, but in this particular case,
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
over.
can be about numbers, right? So in my case, because I'm just coming back, I feel like the numbers that I am getting, even when I do my beef sector content and be cussing the whole out, I think
Hmm.
my numbers are good. I'm getting numbers
Oh
bigger than
yeah,
people in here.
absolutely. And see, the thing is there's not too many people that can move around. Malik would be fine moving around in the Mo3 sector. Ghetto, he's accepted as a troll. He's fine moving around there. I'm fine moving around there. It's just binary binary and resto would get chewed up and spit out. But they play their position. Binary has a wrench at Pizarro's, and Resto's running around with pizza saying "Rest, Mrs. Resto" or whatever the hell this shit is. So they know who to do what with.
Right. And here's the crazy part about this. And I don't want to let his game get out because he's playing the game, but he's doing
Yes,
what it like his
but it's
strategy
smart.
and how he's right. That's what I'm saying. That's why he is progressing the way that he's progressing because he figured if he attaches himself to the people who are heavy hitters over in the beef sector, then absolutely he is going to grow. And he is like he attached himself to Pizarro. Pizarro's a heavy hitter. However me and her don't get along, she's a heavy hitter. She gets the numbers. She can be talking about anything, and 300 to 400 people are gonna be in that chat watching her. That's just what it is. And if she has really a lot going on, it'll be more than that. So because she is a heavy hitter, and he went, and it not necessarily attach yourself, but you know what I mean. I guess attach yourself. Yeah, attach yourself to her. Then she's gonna support, and then she got this new thing with the men that she's now supporting the men. He coming in right time. The timing for him in this second season
Yeah,
is perfect
she.
right now. This
I
is
think
this
she
is perfect for him.
supports certain men.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's not all.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, certain men. And Ghetto, I wanted to say this, and this is
He's
one of the
supposed to
most
be.
respectful things I've said to you. The reason why you're good in the Mo3 troll beef sector, or the original Mo3 sector, which people don't really know about, but the reason why you are is because you don't challenge history. You don't try to go over there and try to
Oh
figure
yeah.
out who's who, what's what. You just do you, and that's why you're good over there. That, like,
Yeah.
Resto and Binary, they would just they would have a good time with them
Well,
because they
well,
would.
Resto. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
cut
go
you.
ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say with Resto is different than Cole. I don't know why they call themselves twins because they are total opposites. They
Because
are
of
not.
their wives.
Okay,
That's
okay.
the
Because I
only
was gonna
reason.
say
That's the only reason. Literally, they let people troll them, and they just accepted it. A good troll accepts what people say about them. But go ahead.
yeah. So and with Resto, right? Because of Resto's personality, I get Resto, right? And Resto is doing things opposite of Cole.
Right.
He's when he first came through the door, he's like, no, I don't want to be a part of the beef sector. No, I'm not over here for to be interactive with the beef sector. I'm just over here because I enjoy it. And when you say that, it's like, okay, well, shit, he can be around. He don't want to be around, but he can be around if he wants to. When all in all, he wants to still be around because that's why he's around. Duh. Like, so the narratives that they are doing, they're doing them two different ways. And for me, Resto, how can I say it? Resto kind of, because he's been around so much, because at first I didn't really care for Resto too much. I used to like Cole, then I stopped liking Cole, and now we are here. But with Resto, he kind of grew on me, if that makes sense. Like he grew on me, whereas though I'm like, okay, like, all right, I'm listening to him. At first,
Resto, yeah.
Get out of me.
Resto grew up. He grew up. Resto grew on me because he will say exactly what he thinks to the people that don't usually get said. Like he will definitely tell like Lemon some shit like, nope, that's not true. You're a bitch because you need women around you in Discord. He'll say some shit like that. That's when I was like, okay, Resto, you actually aren't a bitch. Or not a total bitch.
We have a visitor. Voodoo.
It's me.
All right. Hello,
Voodoo.
Voodoo. Welcome to the panel.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, Voodoo?
Did you enjoy the show, Voodoo?
Yeah, I liked it. I can't wait for your next show about the download man. My God. I got a lot to say about that. Yes, I do.
Look, Tech, when I answer that question, Tech dropped down, P dropped down. I'm like, damn. But yeah, and I'm so happy that she gave me that idea because I want my content to be unlike any others. Like I want for me to be different in the space where I am. So shout out to Long Island Princess for that idea because I probably would have never asked that question, but that is good.
I should probably get Rebels to get on there too. Rebels good at that stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say any of the gay men who deal with the download guys. Yeah, we gonna need y'all.
That was shade. My God.
Yeah, no, that's not no shade. That's not shade. That ain't no. That's the truth.
I know.
I know one of my gay friends. He only messed with download men. That's it. He don't.
I know some people like that too.
Only mess with download men, and I said that's crazy. Just get a masculine gay. Just get that. But no, he like absolutely not. I want this and I want that. I'm like, okay, I don't understand it. Just like I don't understand the stud thing with the females, like the you know that thing called studs. I'm trying to be respectful, but I don't understand that part of things either. Like,
okay, we're gonna get into that, bro. You giving away the commentary, bro. You giving away the commentary.
I would shut up. But yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed the first show, the first panel. My next panel, I'm not for sure yet. I'm gonna do the women's perspective.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of ask the same type of questions for the women. And we're going to talk about it. So I don't want the men to get mad because I didn't see no women come in here and get mad at y'all. So I don't want to see the men act damn fool when the women start saying some stuff about these men. I don't want to see it.
But I came up here to talk about the council. I was going to be messy.
Go ahead, be messy. Go ahead.
I've already told you all about it.
So you don't seem like you're excited about it, Indy. What's going on?
It doesn't exist. What would I be excited about? Something that doesn't exist.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. Maybe
you think it's not going to happen, Envy?
It's a concept. People look at it as this gathering of a panel. It's not that. It's a concept of working independently with a common cause.
Okay.
So
he made a mission statement last night. Come on.
What's the mission statement? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. I don't remember.
It don't have to be verbatim. What was
something like? About harmony and some other shit. I don't remember. It sounded good.
Not harmony.
Oh shit.
I thought Lemon was supposed to be a part of it, but I think well, I thought Lemon was supposed to be a part of it, and the reason I asked that is because I heard Lemon. I guess he mentioned binary. He said if it's not going to be, no drama, then what's the purpose of? I guess like what's the purpose of having it? Because people like the drama. Is that true? Did you hear the
Right. He's
same thing?
right about that. Yeah, I heard Lemon say he
No.
wants mess. Like he don't think nobody's gonna be messy or something. He was saying.
Right, right,
Go
right.
ahead, V.
That's what I heard too. Go ahead.
Here's how simple it is. Let's talk on fifth grade level. Um, if you see the dynamic between him and Lemon trying to put together a simple talent show, then you would imagine the dynamic if there was an actual council panel, right?
Mm.
And that's not the purpose of the council panel if it were to exist. And again, it's a concept, not a thing.
Okay, well,
So
concept is
so you
an
take the
idea.
different players, as I said. I broke down the players.
Right.
He does the footwork. He can go in and out of sectors, whatever. He does the footwork. Malik brings like the rah rah. Ken brings the knock your head off. I'm the person that can bring together all the shit and explain it properly and put it together in an organized fashion, and everybody has a role, but when code says clearly I can't commit to a time, I can't commit to anything, he's literally saying that the council is on your own channels. You just have to
Okay,
really listen to it and put the pieces together. Go ahead.
so then let me
Because he
ask
was
you a question.
Mhm.
So, all right, so I understand that. I got you on that part. Now, I want to clear up, of course, messy ass people who like to say narratives that's not true. Did anybody that he named on the cancel, did any of you guys ask him for a piece of the money that he'll
Mm.
be getting? Because I heard somebody say, let me finish the statement real quick. I heard somebody say, well, the guys said that they want to get paid. So if they ain't
That's,
getting paid
yeah,
or if they can't do a rotation, then they don't want to do it.
that's what he utilizes Lemon for.
Oh.
And what I mean by that specifically is because you can tell Lemon this is a secret and it'll get out. So Lemon brought it out saying, "Oh, I'm a boss. I talked to bosses, and Binary said that all the money's going to go to his panel, and these motherfuckers are going to be working for free." I'm sure Binary told him that so it would get out.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna disagree with you, right? So I think that people are trying to push a narrative, and only because the only time that I started hearing about this paying thing is when Jay Wilson spoke on when he and the other guys had the gentleman's panel. Now, that is when I started hearing about money because the way how they used to do their show, their panel, they would rotate, but each person was monetized. So when each person go live, they will make the money, and they will like 1 week it was at I'm just giving y'all an example. Like 1 week it was at Jay Wilson, the next week it was at Mothers, and the final week it was at another content creators. So all of the individuals who was a part of the panel had a time to go live while they're monetized and get their coin. What one a part of the problem that they had for the gentleman's panel was that like one will go live and get hella cash app or super chats, and then another one will go live and get nothing.
That's
That
low
was true.
level.
So
That's low level. That's low level thinking. So here's what I do in real life, right? There's one main channel, okay? And uh, let's just take Man Code Television out of it because this is a networking channel. But anyway, so you got a main channel and you simulcast it to 4 other channels, right? And everybody's viewers all come to that simulcast that gets uploaded to the main channel. Now that main channel gets the super chats, the cash apps, the super chats, the super stickers, whatever, and those get split to the channels that were simulcasted to that one home base. That's how you actually do it. All these other idiots that think you do it a different way, it's not how you do it. I've been doing it for a long time, but go ahead.
Voodoo, you want to say something? Voodoo. We'll
No,
do.
I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. Well, then let
So
me.
let's
Yeah.
say
So
we got
Hello,
channel.
hello.
yeah.
Let's just pretend I do it with Man Code Television, right? And then we
Okay.
got Brooke, we got Voodoo, and we got Malik. We have a panel. We simulcast it from all of our shows and upload it to Crucifix, Sean P, Youngbloods Vivo, Official Jagged Edge, whatever, because they got millions of followers. So the benefit is we're doing the content, we're doing the legwork, we're doing everything, and they provide the audience. That audience then dumps the money into their channel, and us workers, if you want to call it, split it 4 ways.
And okay,
And they
so
get
that would be
but they get the AdSense. We get the other stuff.
right, and I get that. I understand that. So here's the crazy part: everybody else outside of you wouldn't know anything about any of that.
I know.
You,
That's why I'm the
you
quote unquote product. That's I mean, binary's not dumb making up that position, which I changed my position to the guy that stops by sometimes. That's my new position.
okay?
It-
And I heard you say that, and that's why I wanted to kind
yeah,
of
that's
get
it. I'm not a I'm
where.
not a nothing. I'm the guy that shoots through.
So is it safe to say, as I said to you when I first asked you that question, Envy, is it safe to say that you are going to come through whenever you feel like it? If he's having a
Right.
man's panel, if it
I
ever
come and
fruition.
go as I please.
Okay. Well, you still gonna help him with production or no?
Yeah, I'll help them in whatever way they can, what it business makes sense, right? Business isn't
Right.
something that people lose money at. So let's say that I sell paper bags and you sell food. If you buy my paper bags to put your food in it, both of us win and neither of us are out of money. Business is a relationship. It has nothing to do with money. It's a relationship.
True.
Relationships build the funds because guess what? When the relationship breaks up, there are no funds. You have to
Yeah.
be emotionally intelligent and not shake the trees. You got to sit back and watch things move and put the pieces together. And the pieces that don't work, you have to eliminate them, as I said.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I get it. I truly understand your perspective of things. And because you are aware of how things operate, how the money flows, when it comes down to the particular situation at hand, you are bringing a whole nother dynamic to the table where it's like instead of you running, you skip the whole process of walking. Like you skip crawling, you skip stumbling, you skip walking, and you went straight to running
I
as
don't
a
play
child.
these small time games. I watch these people strike each other's channels and do this and
Oh
Right.
that
wow, hold
with
on.
three
Hold
with
on one second, y'all.
3,000 subscribers and 3,500 views. That's
Hold on.
ludicrous.
Hold on one second. I have a visitor. Let me make sure this is him. Cole.
Hey, what they talking about? They ain't talking about none. What they talking about? They ain't
Talking
talking about none.
about
What they talking
you.
about? They ain't talking about none. Huh? What's
Wow.
up? What's up, Brooke?
Can't say we're
What's
not talking about
up,
nothing.
partners?
What up? Chilling, Brooke. What's up to the vice president? Vice President Malik. Shout out to Malik. Shout out to the production manager, Envy. What's up? Y'all all
The
right?
guy
What's
that
going
comes
on?
through.
I'm great.
All right. Shout out to Voodoo. What up? I shared you out, Brooke. You know what I'm saying? Made sure I did my part. What we talking about?
Shout out.
We were talking about your counsel. We were interested in your counsel
We
binary.
were actually talking about bail
You
barbershop
mean
type issues, but yeah, I went to the council for sure.
oh,
Yeah.
you mean
Oh, there's Ghetto.
the council. The council. It's not my
The
council. It's
counsel.
the
Okay, my
council.
bad. My bad.
Yep. There's a huge difference. There's a
Mr.
huge
West, you
difference.
add nothing, sir.
All right, so real quick before I let y'all get into it, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Binary. I
Mhm.
know you've been hearing these people say that I'm trying to steal your idea.
Bro,
I'm
let them
trying to
talk.
make Melise. Okay,
I
I just
know.
want to make
I
sure.
know.
I
Let
don't
them
know
talk.
whenever you got when you got here. I don't know exactly when you got here, but the concept and my concept is my concept. I did say that I have to give you 50% of the idea because it kind of
Give me them
stems
royalties, bro.
from that. But
Ghetto's on a Greyhound bus. This is
Nah,
fucked
Ghetto on
up.
the
But go
train,
ahead.
man. Ghetto flexing
but
right now.
I
He
didn't know
flexing.
that.
go Go ahead and handle y'all business. I'm
Amtrak.
gonna go on
Shout
mute.
out to
Okay, okay.
Amtrak.
Let me respond to that real quick, Brooke. Look, you're doing your thing, and I support you. Whatever it is you got going on over here, I'm gonna support it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I watched your content, and I'm digging what you're doing. I could tell you're doing things, so I'm gonna support you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Mhm.
that. And
Yep,
I'm gonna show the favor back.
that's what's up. And shout out to Ghetto. What's up, our treasurer? There's the treasurer right there.
Salute to the fam. How's my audio? Because my earpiece is in. My audio.
Hey man, it's better than when you be in your
You're
in your
right in
car.
your car.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to
So,
wear that in your
Salute to,
car.
so
salute
now,
to Amtrak, yo. Salute, salute.
so hold
Mm-hmm.
on, hold on, hold on. So Barnett, did I just hear you hit my wife with Devon L. Jones?
What did I quote, brother? What did I
Wow.
quote?
Oh, this little ticket shop you got right here, I dig this little ticket shop you got right here.
Nah, she's on to something, man. Your wife is on to something. You know it, bro. You know I ain't playing. I'm telling the
Lake
truth.
Barnell, huh? The catfish is jumping.
So what's good, man? What's yeah, what we talking about?
So
You heard what we were talking about, sir.
I didn't hear what we talking about. What we talking about? Well, I heard your show
MV
until
has
it
some
Oh,
blacked
great,
out.
good.
MV has
Good.
some great
Are my
commentary.
members
Get back
only?
to him.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. I tried to bring it together and, make sense of everything. I did my
Mhm.
best.
Look, a lot of people think that Envy is against everything. That's just Envy doing what Envy's supposed to do. I mean, he's on his job.
Envy's
That's why
always like this.
that's why Envy is the production manager. But I don't know if the council is going. How can I put this? I don't think the concept of the council is going over people's heads. I just think that the council people are molding it into what they think it's supposed to be, and not letting it be what it is.
Okay.
So
That's
that
just
was
my
a flashy way of saying don't overthink things, but go ahead.
No, that's facts. Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't overthink everything. I just want the thing to be organic. You know what I mean? I want real conversation to happen when people have time for real conversation. I'm telling you, once you put things in a schedule, once you really start taking people's time out of their life, that's when all the mess really starts to happen. And I'm not trying to. This isn't supposed to be messy. Now, of course, leading up to anything is messy, but the council is not messy. That's why I purposefully selected the people that I did, because I know that it can get heated. There's a difference between a conversation getting heated than messy. Like there's a difference,
That's true.
because there's passion, like especially if you truly believe in something, there's going to be passion behind that. And it doesn't have to end in doxing, yelling, cussing everybody out. Nobody can get a word in. It doesn't have to be all that, but you can feel the tension in the conversation. And that's what I strive for, that, for the tension in the conversation.
Passion, sir.
The passion and tension. There is tension, trust. There's tension that you could cut with a knife, but because I chose people that can compose themselves in a conversation, that tension is good in my mind. In my mind, it's good. So there's that. Which is why I don't know if he's listening. I don't know. I'll catch his show on Taylor Port Tuesday, and I'll let him know. Which is why Lemon cannot be. He just can't be on the council. It's going to be impossible. It's going to be impossible. There's just no way. There's no way. And that's my boy and everything. But what I'm trying to do with this, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to do with this,
any mess on the panel? That's what you're saying? Like
the mess will be like
conversations.
Yeah, no, the mess, if there is mess, which I don't think it'll be mess. Like I said, I think it'll be
The mess is debate.
exact.
Okay. And Lemon is incapable of doing that. That's what you're saying. My God.
I'm sorry.
Look, the stipulation
I
was
on mute. My bad.
the stipulation for Lemon to be on the council was he can't drink, like no Taylor Port. If he's gonna hit that link, no Taylor. But then I just sat back and I really thought about it, and I think this is something we can do without Lemon. He doesn't need to be a part of this at all.
Oh, well, that's that.
Yeah, and this isn't me being mean or trying to. No, remember when the concept was presented to him, he shitted on it. Y'all got to remember that. He said it was dumb. You heard that, right? Yeah, he said it was dumb. It's something he doesn't even want to be a part of. He'll never be a part of it. But once he did an entire live stream on it, and then he sees everybody talking about it, and he thinks that there's dissension already in the ranks, which it's not. If y'all, what's clearly seen shouldn't be told. So I'm not even going to speak on that. But what he thinks is dissension in the ranks, he thinks he can be a part of that and elevate the mess. But it's just not that. It's not that. You know what I mean? And shout out to Lemon, because Lemon is good, really good at what he does. And that's creating chaos. You know what I mean? Organized chaos and making people think that he's lesser than what he truly is. But for this particular thing that we're trying to do, yeah, this ain't that. So no hard feelings, no shots at him, no nothing. But
So no play running. I got you.
yeah, it's none of
I have
that.
a question for Binary.
Mhm.
Binary.
Oh, and I only got 30 minutes, Brooke. Sorry, I only got 30 minutes.
Oh,
but I
okay.
seen you was doing your
Cool. I
thing.
appreciate that. I appreciate
Okay.
that. Listen, I appreciate the time that you give me. So thank you very much for coming up, because we is talking about your potential content coming up. I do have a question about the concept. So Envy said, I ain't being messy because Envy said it on his live. Envy said that basically you're not going to go through with it. It's just a concept in your head.
Yeah, you
right?
can't
How
be
do you
messy
feel
about
that?
me.
So Envy said, "What? I'm not gonna go through with this."
No. He said it's a concept. It's a concept.
It's a concept. Like it's not gonna happen. I'm on mute.
It's not
gonna
a
happen.
Envy said specifically it's a concept, not a panel. That's what I said.
Envy, that is not
I
what
said
you
there's
said.
no
You
such
said
thing
it's
as a
not
council panel, is what Envy said. It's a concept.
Okay, if he said that, that's true. Yeah, there's no such thing as like
Because,
a set
right.
council panel.
You have
like
to
right.
Yes, you have to listen to what Binary says. Polar, we did this. That's how we created the troll beef sector. But you got to listen to what he says. He says, "Hey, I can't commit to a time, a day,
That's
nothing."
true.
And then he also said people are concerned about rotations, this and that and this, right? And then he also underscored that he created numbers for Resto by sharing them out. Look, he's got 1.2, he's got 1.5, XYZ, right? And then he made a reference. I don't know why, because she's not a man, but getting Mika's numbers here and there, right? So all you have to do is just all you really have to do is just understand when he says he can't commit to a time, and then when he said that he's going to take a week or two off, it means that the council is a concept and it needs to be individually sustained without a home base. But in and of itself, it supports one another. That's the council.
Yeah,
People think it's a show on a panel. That's not it at all. It doesn't exist.
There we
If
go.
it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We don't need the panel at Code Show to be a council. Trust me, I'm not dumb.
That's 100% facts. What he's saying. The council can be anywhere. It can happen here. It can happen on Envies. It can happen anywhere as long as the council members are there. Like if we got Voodoo and Brooke up off of here, it's the council. If that makes sense. Even like right now, like if Voodoo left and Brooke left, it's now the council. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all, but that's the council.
It makes sense because here's why it makes sense. Binary. Let me. This is very easy to explain. Okay, so I'm very familiar. Let's just say Jagged Edge, right? So if you have Brian and Brandon without Kyle and Wingo, there's no Jagged Edge. You can have a meet and greet with one of them. That's great. You know what I'm saying? They can hang out with a bunch of people. But if it's a Jagged Edge concert, they're not going to bring in a buddy down the road, a dude that could sing, a dude that writes. Right. It's either it's a meet and greet if the council's solo, because what you heard Binary say on his own platform is, "Hey, Lemon, if there's 3 council individuals up here, I cannot let you up because it is the council. It is to make people look. It's to make people look for the other people that connect, and they follow their content because they're like, oh shit." Like just right now, for example, right? We were just talking about the council. I had my theory. Malik had his theory. Ghetto's whatever he's doing.
Ghetto big chilling.
You know, we don't care about him.
I
But
do, but go ahead.
guess what? Now that the council is
I'm
up
just
here,
a tag along.
now that the
No, you're
council's
not.
up here, now that there's imaginary members of a council up here, now people are more interested in the topic. So that when we leave here, they're going to be individually interested in it. But then when a council person shows up, it just brings another flair. It's like a featured guest. Yeah, that's how it works.
That's facts. And what's crazy is the dynamic already changed when I hit the panel, and then the dynamic changed again when Ghetto hit the panel.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the council.
course.
I hope people understand that. And so I believe Envy hit the nail on the head when he said the council is a concept, because a concept can't be easily infiltrated. A concept can't be easily taken down. A concept is just a concept. It's nothing
Right.
set in stone. Like if we had set times where we were going to meet and we were going to do this, life can really interfere with that.
Well,
Trolls can really
yeah,
interfere with that. Go
but
ahead.
it also, well, you also don't miss the people.
Exactly.
If you know that the council is going to get together every morning at 7 o'clock, all together in this big happy family or whatever, people would be like, "Oh well, we're going to skip the council show this week. We'll catch them next week." No, but if you don't know it's coming,
Ghetto.
if you don't know it's coming, there's more of a mystique and a
There it is.
mystery to the situation of when it's actually going to happen. So you're actually going to look for the people individually to try to probe them to give you information on when an actual council panel will happen.
Those are
So
facts.
Just
again,
like y'all doing now. Just like y'all doing now with the whole panel thing, and then the fact that ain't nothing happened yet, and everybody is talking about the all straight male.
that's ridiculous. that's
So
that's for people to.
One of y'all got to
just like-
mute. Oh, there you go. Let's let the vice president talk. I think the vice
Just like I
president
had
wants to say
selective
something.
Ghetto,
outrage.
what it sounds like to me is Binary hooked up his own little group of bullies, and we just gonna run around strong all the people. We just gonna run around.
Is that what it is, Malik? Is that what it is?
Yeah, we gonna
We got
storm
Ghetto,
all
so the bullies are balanced.
Oh my god. Is that what it is, Malik? You crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
look. If it worked for you, it worked for you. However, I just need my kickback off them perks, and that's all I need. I'm not asking for
Listen. When I was thinking of people that would be great for the council, I was thinking of people that I have great dialogue with, and that don't take shit too serious. Like we could clown, we could joke, we can get upset with one another, but we don't take shit too serious. You know what I mean? And we can have some dope ass dialogue in the meantime. We could talk shit. We can talk about the B sector shit, and then we can have some dope ass real life dialogue. I'm pretty sure Envy can help us a lot with whatever Envy got going on. I know Ghetto can help us a lot with finances. Like, I mean, there's just so much shit we can really be talking about, while talking about who's gonna suffer from Pizza getting her old channel back. Somebody finna suffer.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like you can add all that shit in there. You know what I mean? Because I heard there's some shit on Pizarro's old channel that's really
yeah.
gonna make some people look crazy.
Dory
It
tweaking
is.
out. Yeah, we're waiting for that episode. Shout out to
See?
Dory.
I need, I just need that beautiful being footage of the big burly broad high.
Lord.
That's all I want.
Lord,
That's all I want right there.
not Jay Dunn running.
Yes.
Yeah, they trigger
Yeah,
her today, boo.
I don't know if that's going to be in her. I don't know if that's going to be in and on the old spaceship. I don't
She
know.
needs
It
to
might,
download all
but
those
I'm not
videos
sure.
immediately.
Listen, here's the crazy part about this, right? So it was a clip where I was on there and I was talking to Pizarro, and I think he was talking about something that happened. I can't even remember, but my energy was the same then. Did y'all hear me? My energy was the same then. Okay, I think that was in like 2022. My energy was still the same, except for I just don't deal with Pizarro in that magnitude at this moment in time because I just can't. But yeah, my energy was still the same when I was.
Yeah, you've never changed even since I came here like a year and a half ago. You've always been You've always been the same. You've always kept that same level of energy. And one thing that I did notice, it seems like Pizarro back in the day was a little bit lighter in the voice. Now it seems like she's more,
He
smoked a few
was.
more blunts. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is, but she's more raspy now. So in a good way, in my mind, in a good way. But you could tell the difference.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for some of these videos to come up. Definitely the one of Dory tweaking out. That's the one that I want. I'm ready to see that because I remember it like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, they
I
keep
remember
talking
it.
about it. I guess it's really, really bad because it was on private, and somebody knew the mother effing date, and they went up there and like, go ahead and unprivate
Wow.
it. It was August, whatever. I was like, what the hell?
Well, that's
That's
gonna
how
be
they do
messy.
it. They will
That's gonna
listen.
be good.
They keep you on your toes over here. They keep you on
Yep.
your toes. I will say that. So
Yep.
yeah.
So Ghetto, Tuesday I'm gonna be doing a show on the council and what it truly is, even though everybody knows, but I'm just gonna break it down. And I'm also going to talk about trouble in the Grove, especially with the Lemonettes. You wanna speak on that?
Free the lemonettes, bro. Free the lemonettes, man.
Discord and Discord. That's what they sow in dissension. There's Discord and Discord.
Right. Why is there so many problems? And why
Yeah,
we
that's
always talk? Why they
crazy.
always talking
Binary,
about?
don't freaking act like don't act like that.
Don't act like what?
Don't man, you know what Sun Sal's chicken is, clearly.
Hey, there's
You
the
know,
Grove.
you know exactly what Sun Sal was doing, right?
I know.
His army was a fourth the size of the army that was
The
coming
art of
after
war,
him, and he
baby.
had to go get the money from the emperor. And the emperor said to Sun Sao, he said, "How in the hell are you going to defeat an army that's 4 times your size? Why would I fund this?" Sun Sao said, "I'm going to be at the top of the hill. We're going to go up there, and we're going to have plenty of food, water, and all that stuff. And the other army's going to have to come miles and miles and pull trailers and horses and this and that. And by the time they get and they can't, by the time they try to come up this hill, they're going to be so gassed out that we were going to win the war. So don't act like the Lemonettes aren't coming." With their horse and buggies and whatnot, and that you're not at the top of the mountain watching it. Stop it. Anyway, I'm on mute.
Listen, I know all about the Art of War. That's one of the first books I really read and truly understood. Like really like internalized, you know what I mean, and truly understood. And it just I think it's chapter 9 that talks about know your terrain or something like that, and just know really where you're at.
Laws
And
of human nature. Yeah,
yes, and so because of that, I always study an area before I make my presence felt or known. You know what I mean? So
called Sigma.
and so I haven't had to study the Lemonettes, Lemonaire, any of that to make my presence known because Lemon brought me into the fold. So it's not like I'm trying to use tactics against Lemon. I'm not trying to take his people. I'm not trying to take his numbers. I'm not trying to take anything from Lemon. I'm grateful. I see a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people in the beef sector can't say that they're grateful to certain people. Some people can because they truly are, but a lot of people can't because pride, right? Pride doesn't allow them to show or to say why they're grateful to somebody. And Lemon put me on in the beef sector, so I'm grateful for that. So I'm not setting them up. I'm not on the top of the hill trying to look at the Lemonettes, knowing that I'm going to conquer their land or anything like that. It's none of that. But I have studied the Art of War, and I know exactly where Indy's coming from.
I know exactly I know what beating the scarecrow to death is as well. So we'll just slow down right there, right?
Well, look, I didn't finish the Art of War by Sun Tzu. However, shout out to my man Lil Duval. You always gotta keep that fire on you because you never know. You never know. For all this old top of the hill, no,
you like damn all that, huh?
Yeah, because
that's not your role.
Isn't Sun Tzu like Vietnamese or something?
Maybe
Jesus
Chinese.
Christ.
I'm sitting here like, Dad, what we
Maybe.
doing? What we doing?
Asian.
You just throwing shots at your man like that? But okay, hey, look.
I'm not throwing shots. That was not a shot. That was
No.
I was bigging him up. I hope he took
Yeah,
it
you
that way.
know. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mention beating the scarecrow to death if I took offense to it.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't
No, I wasn't dissing Lemon either. I don't know if he thought I was
No, I know
dissing
you.
Lemon.
No, not at all.
Well, since I'm
No,
not
that's
that
not beating the
well
scarecrow to
versed on
death. You
who's
don't
the
let the
scarecrow.
scarecrows know that you don't want them to eat the crops. But go ahead.
So who's the scarecrow in this?
See, now they're gonna break your shit down, Envy. That's on you. Remember, this is
They
Envy
can't.
saying this shit.
They
Go
can't.
ahead. He wants to know who the scarecrow in your scenario is, brother.
The council.
Oh, the council's the scarecrow.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, I
Just
see what
blame
you're
me,
doing. Double
Envy.
entendres and shit.
Just blame me, Envy. I'll
Mhm.
take all the fall.
They're chasing. You know, you just chase after the concept of the council while the council's doing what the council does, and you get caught overthinking it, and you just fall into your position, and that's that. Beating the scarecrow to death in communication is using a third thing that doesn't matter in the message that you're trying to project.
So I'm thinking you taking the shot at Lemon when he told
Nope.
Michael Jackson he was gonna bust the windows out of his car. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, shout out to hopefully the Tonka truck makes it through windows.
Damn. Yeah, and on Monday, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is going to be a deep dive into the Hood Chronicles of Michael Jackson. So that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. I've been practicing. Oh, go ahead, Voodoo.
Oh, I said I'm about to
But
watch
the hard
that.
part,
Mm.
sorry. The hard
Wow.
remember the toughest part
Not
of
balls.
the hood. Remember the toughest part of the complex has pepper spray, and the nicer part of the complex has keys that you
Keys
put
and
in
McDonald's
between.
cups.
Yeah,
Keys and McDonald's
and
cups.
Tonka trucks,
And
absolutely.
Tonka trucks, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Those are facts.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I've been practicing because it's been a while since I've done an analysis. And for those in the B sector that has never seen me do an analysis, just gear up, be prepared, because I've been practicing on my members only. We've been studying a few things, and so now people that are members at my spot, they kind of know what to expect on this analysis. So it's not going to be for the faint of heart, and I'm not going to be making all this judgment towards Lemon either. I'm not going to say he's guilty, he's this, he's that. I'm going to make a fair analysis, and at the end, I will give my perspective, and then the code breakers, they will vote on how they view Lemon after the analysis. Go ahead,
This is
Ghetto.
diabolical. Very
How is it?
diabolical.
How is it? It's first off, it's content. And before that makes people's skin crawl, if you're a content creator on YouTube, what is your sole purpose? It's to create content, right?
Mhm.
This has been a storyline. I wouldn't be a content creator if I didn't follow the storylines, right? So this
But
is a storyline.
remember, you're not supposed to talk about anybody though. Even though, if I look over here on my left side with these little red things showing that people are alive, I guarantee they're talking about somebody in the sector. I mean, I'm just guessing. I could be wrong. They might be having an intelligent conversation about furthering their generational wealth, but I would assume that it's about somebody in the sector.
Right. And where did that rule come from that you're not supposed to talk about somebody? Where did that happen? That's all we do.
You just want content. Yeah,
I
that's
know,
true.
right? Those are facts. Like, what the hell?
Can you confirm or deny that Lemon lives in Hoboken housing?
Hoboken.
Nah, Hoboken housing ain't that bad. You mean North housing?
Dang, he said it ain't even that bad.
So you don't live in Hoboken?
So he's saying he lived worse.
Now, Hoboken is expensive, bro. Hoboken, since 9/11, is different. One of the most expensive areas in New Jersey now. Everybody moved to Jersey City and Hoboken from New York.
Did it get gentrified?
Very. So yeah, Hoboken
okay.
is very expensive.
Well, he definitely has to be the toughest dude there because he is referred to as Lemon, and so There's
Wow.
Oh
that.
man, if Lemon's
There is
hearing this, I don't know how he's
there
not
is
hitting that
that.
link and cussing
He's
your ass out.
it
How is he not hitting the link and cussing your ass out right now?
I mean, it's not. It's just fun. It's funny.
It
Like,
is
it's
funny.
funny.
This
I
shit is
just.
funny as hell, bro.
It's very sarcastic. You know, like if people get all bent out of shape, you're the scarecrow.
Oh my god.
So hold on.
But
So I got a question for you, Envy, because I did notice yesterday, and I just noticed it yesterday that you started, you kind of had like, started giving Lemon a cold shoulder. And when people were asking Lemon, like, he was like, they was asking Lemon why you were doing that. And Lemon had no idea. He was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't
he
know
was
why.
very clear. He was very clear. We've had various conversations about our dialogue, and so when he told you all, I didn't say anything bad about anybody. I didn't say anything bad about Envy or Binary or the council or whatever.
I knew that was a
I was
lie.
like, I was like, hold on a second. Let me go ahead and grab that timestamp. And right to be told, and Pizarro, like, because I put in the chat, I said I can't hear y'all's conversation because I'm going to grab the timestamp. As soon as he heard them say, yeah, Envy can't hear y'all, he's going to get the timestamp. He's like, well, yeah, I did call them some hoe ass niggas and bitches and this and that, except for Ghetto. And then he went, oh, I don't fuck with this person, that person, but he just told y'all he didn't say anything bad about us. So that's kind of a little different.
So that's your reasoning as to why you kind of like giving him the boot or the
And I
silence.
also don't like the we don't talk, but when Mika and Sharika want me to join a panel and play Ring Around the Rosie, he reaches out to me. And then the narrative is that my power didn't go out, so I was ducking the phone calls and all this extra shit. That's weird.
Well, let me just say something about that real quick, because I thought J Dunn was she's a complete
She
bitch,
said that,
okay?
absolutely,
And
but
she's like,
you know,
oh, I live in Atlanta, so because I live in Atlanta, that means my power wasn't down, so his power wasn't down. They have grid, and everybody
okay.
is not in the same grid. Like,
But
I'm
here's
sure
how,
if you were
but
her
there's common
neighbor,
sense.
I
Yeah, Jay
know.
Dunn knows that because people lack common sense. Okay, common sense would tell you that Lemon says 100,000 times, I might not call somebody back for 3 days. I might not call somebody back for a week. How many Lemonettes say, well, he'd never answer his phone, he won't look at our messages? How many times they go in the chat saying, check your DMs? Oh my God, Lemon. And Sour Patch will jump on the panel and be like, oh my God, we got to look over here in this Discord and this message, that message. So why is it so odd that I didn't call him right back?
Well, in Lemon's defense, I will say that I have heard him mention on several occasions that he does not check his personal stuff that they may put in the Discord where everybody can see. I think that's a bit different. But if
No,
you
nobody
ever,
has his personal phone number.
no, I'm talking about like his IG. He don't respond back, or if somebody sends him a message personally,
Right.
like he
But
doesn't
you're
respond
making
back.
my point, bro. You're making my
But it's not
point.
for you. But it's not just you, it's for everybody. It's not like he only
No, but what I'm saying is you're making my point. If
Why hold
he
somebody to a
if he is
standard
if you're
you're
right,
not
if
willing?
he's
Go ahead.
lackluster, if he's lackluster about his response time to people, why is it outraged that I didn't call back immediately
I
to join the
agree.
panel? Why?
Okay.
It's a good
Listen,
point. Is it
I
just
got
me,
you. I got you.
or is it kind of cool looking at Ghetto sleeping and shit? Look at that Negro.
You
I don't
chilling.
know what
And
is
that's why he's
going,
part of the
dog.
council, because he brings like real life to this shit. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
not just an avatar, he brings real life. That's why I'm glad Resto's a part of it. And you guys, y'all know why people are in the positions they're in, right? Or we don't got to go over that, do we?
Got
We
to call
already went over it.
Ghetto. I like OKC with the sweep. They're gonna sweep them from here.
Yeah, OKC ain't playing today. How many they up by now?
18.
Yeah, they wasn't playing last time either and lost by a point. Pissed me off, bro. Man, that pissed me off.
And isn't it great? Isn't it great when you troll? Isn't it great when you troll enough where people think that this is private, right? So if I type something in the comments and I type it to mean that I literally typed it in the comments. This is public place, right? When a individual that I'm trying to prove that I'm not going after, that I don't want to communicate with, that I don't want to have anything to do with, isn't it interesting that they screenshot my chat and send it to me, but I am allegedly going after them, Sharika?
Uh-oh, you got beef with Sharika. Lord.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I mean, everybody knows that.
Hold on now,
Shout
Envy,
out to my
because
homegirl
you keep
Sharika. Go
going.
ahead, bro.
Shout out to Sharika. That's my boo thing as well. But Envy, what I feel like in that situation, you and the limit thing, that's something I ain't got nothing to do with that. I was just asking questions. But now I ain't
No,
got
but
nothing
she
to do
said
with
it
you.
publicly, so that's kind of my way of defending myself.
Okay, but
She
guys,
said
but
that
this,
she said I begged her. No, she said publicly in front of however many people that I've been begging her I've been begging her to stop messing with me and this and that or whatever, and then she reaches out to me. So
okay,
there's
so can I
that.
get my question? Can I
So
get my
she's
question?
been begging you to leave her alone, or you've been
No,
begging
no, no,
her
no,
to
no. I've
leave?
been begging her to leave me alone.
Oh, I
That's
see.
and she sent me information, but she told the people the other way around.
Oh, I
She
see what you're
said
saying.
that she was begging me to leave her alone. So if she's begging for me to leave her alone, and I
Why
type
is she
something in the, and
yeah.
I type something in a chat, which
Why is she
shows how do you know I'm
screenshotting
at
it?
that chat at that exact time, at that
Mhm.
exact channel, at that exact place? You screenshot it and send it to me, but say that I'm begging her or I'm begging anyway,
I see
whichever
what you're
way it
saying.
is. See what I'm saying?
So
It
my
seems like
question,
she's
okay,
pursuing you. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
I
Yeah,
got it.
but she said it's the other way
I got
around.
it.
But go ahead.
I got it. But my question is because I think if I'm not wrong, and correct me once I finish my question, hopefully I'm not wrong. The reason that she wants to talk to you is because you said that she was the mole, correct?
I didn't. The people said that. I didn't. I just presented information and then put a poll. Like I said on YTCs, I said I had a show that was trying to find out who was who and what was what, and then I put a poll up and the people voted on it, not me. The people that voted in the poll need to ask themselves, not me.
So at the
I
end of
just put
that,
information.
so at the end of your live, you ain't say something about Sharika and then end it real fast, like you was
I
dropping the mic.
definitely I let people okay, so they voted on Beans and Sharika, but the funny thing is I did that weeks ago, and who has the biggest issue right now?
You're saying Sharika, but we do know who the mole is now, right? Everybody
Of
knows,
course,
right?
of course, of course, of
Who
course.
do you think it is? I know who it is, and everybody should know unless they too nervous to say the name.
I got my head in the sand.
Of course you do.
I was gonna say Envy should know he a part
I
of it.
know
He be
nothing.
and stuff.
Y'all want me to just
I
drop? Y'all want me to drop the name? You want me to drop the
Go
go
obvious?
ahead,
ahead, go ahead,
drop the
go.
name. Go ahead.
Dr. Queen
Oh wow.
Pisces. Step on down. Dr. Queen Pisces. So everybody was wrong. That woman has been causing so much mayhem in that mother effing Discord. She has been everywhere starting shit. I be in Ness's clouds. Even Ness was like, Queen Pisces, why are you over here? I know how much shit you was talking about. I was like, damn, she can't escape. She can't escape.
She was like, I did that on purpose, y'all.
I know, like,
damn.
I was testing everybody by being the mole and shit. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Yeah, we thinking it's Beans. We're thinking it's Queen Sanity. Is it Nurse K? It has to be Sharika. All this time, Dr. Queen Pisces. Who would have thought? Who would have
You got
thought?
some evidence of that, or you just saying?
Oh no, it's all over the live streams. All you got to do is listen to Mika's last live, listen to Lemons, even your homegirl. Even though they didn't express it over there, but even Ness was talking about you doing too much. You know what I'm saying? And she's admitted to being two-faced pretty much. She has admitted that. She's apologized. You know what I mean? And One thing she can't do though is stand 10 toes down. She's standing about 6 toes down. That has to be awkward.
6.
Yeah, it has to be awkward because she keeps trying to blame Lemon for why she threw him under the bus and lied on his name. She keeps trying to blame him for that shit. And it's weird. It's like, girl, you got cornered, you got trapped, and you just started making some shit up. And it is what it is. And one thing that she made up, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but she said that Lemon told her that Sour Patch is so ugly that she don't need to be camming up, and she is tired, and he is tired of Sour Patch's weird, strange looking ass. I was like, what the hell? And she put it on her mama that Lemon said that shit.
That's very detailed. Okay.
No, I heard, yes, she did say that, and then she turned around and said, that it wasn't true. He didn't say that.
Right. Yep. And don't forget, she admitted that because this is the weirdest thing, right? So there's the Discord, and then there's the private Discord within Lemon's Discord, and then there's the private Discord within that private Discord called the Syndicate. And the only reason we knew about that shit is because Queen Pisces was running her mouth. That's the only reason we found out.
And they're crazy enough to open up the whole general chat on our live stream. You know, hey,
yeah, and they put it all out there on the live.
They're scrolling through. Look, there's the address that got dropped. There's the voodoo that got out. Oh, I'm like, wow, ding, ding, ding.
Hey, well, how do you feel about that, Ghetto? Because Ghetto was like, I think I seen him in the chat. Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, he don't like it. Nobody wins. I knew it. I knew it. All right, Brooke. I got to get up out of here, Brooke. Thanks for having me up here. And I wish nothing but the best for your channel. You know what I mean? I love what you got going on over here. I'm going to support. I'm going to add you to my supporters list. I definitely want to support what you got going on. Shout out to my vice president, to the production manager, to our treasurer. All right, Voodoo. I'll catch y'all later.
Comes around sometime.
Thank you for your support, Binary. Have a good one.
Peace.
All right. So there we go. That was a surprise. I wasn't expecting that. In a million years, I wasn't expecting Binary link, but I appreciate it. So thank you again, Binary.
He just left my members only. He just left my members only live. You got to expect it.
Who did? He did?
Okay.
Just left yours?
He watched it.
Oh, okay.
In my members only live, I broke everything I could possibly break down about every situation I was asked about with visuals, receipts, you name it. So that's where he came from.
Oh, okay. Well, chew your food up. It sound like.
Thank you. Oh yeah, my bad. Mute.
Chew your food up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The fact again that the council has not happened yet. I think that's probably why a lot of people are like, "What the hell is going on?" and talking about it. But literally, it's getting more advertisements. In fact, that y'all haven't even done it yet, versus y'all doing it and we speaking on what we've seen. Because I will do a review on the first one. So
you know why we've already done the council?
Y'all just had one here just now, me.
Right, but do you right? Well, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely a good. Yeah, that's great. But you know why we already did the council? Because it's already been content on everybody's platform. So the council's been done. That's the purpose. It was just done now. It's been done like all week, right?
Yeah, everybody's been talking about it. Then before you know it, then you got people who don't, especially if like somebody like myself make a statement, they want to take my statement and just run with it. Like how they try to tell me, you know, that I try to steal Cole's idea and me and Malik gonna take it over because Malik wants the money because I need more members than my. I'm like, where did y'all get that from? Wait, who said that? Now what I did say, but and that's crazy because what I said, if anybody was in the building, what I said was that the day that I responded back to Binary after I had asked Binary the questions, what I said was, had Binary dragged me, that I was going to steal his whole concept. I wasn't even going to respond. I was just going to steal it, come out, you know, and name it the same thing. That's what I said. But I said it live. I said, Binary, if you would have drugged me, that's what I was going to do.
No, that's not the purpose.
Right. And I said, since you didn't drag me, that shows, you know, we good. So I'm not gonna steal your idea.
Mhm.
I said that on my live, and then people making it seem like, oh, Brooke said she was gonna do this. Like, if you gonna quote
Oh
me
yeah.
with everything I said. Don't
The whole
leave
yep.
out parts of it, you know?
The whole point is just to duplicate yourself. It's very easy. If Brooke talks about the council and I go talk about my perspective, Malik goes to talk about his perspective, Ghetto goes out and acts like an idiot and whatever. It talks about it, whatever. You can reach. Would you rather reach 5,000 or 400?
5,000, absolutely.
Right. And then when you get a multiple council people, now you have two different, completely separate content to be interested in. If I go talk about the council and say F binary and he lives in Arizona and he's doxxed, and Malik goes and says if women disrespect me, I'm gonna call them a bag of bitches or whatever. And they're gonna be like, well, damn, how can you guys be on the council talking about issues if you guys just said that? But then when you show up together, now we are the topic of the conversation. It's yeah. I told you, didn't I break it down to you before Binary hit the panel? He agreed with everything I said, right?
He did, and that was that. I mean, I get it now. I truly understand it now, of how it works. Again, like, because
Mhm.
you guys kind of think outside the box, like y'all do real commentary. So now that
Right.
y'all are taking some, you taking stuff from here and there, and you're meshing it together.
You
If
yeah.
you
You
aren't
guys
on
got to
that
look,
level, you don't
yes.
understand. So I get it.
You
I
guys
get
got
it.
to look at my symbols and everything. Everything is ritual, like in my thumbnails and whatnot. And my company logo is a box. Okay, you've probably seen it 100,000 times. You just don't know what it was. It's my company logo. There's a circle, and there's a box that floats like above the circle, and the box is open. So my business means inside the circle, which means that you know what's going on around you, you're in touch, you get it, and you're just going to do it a little bit outside the box. That's all. That's literally what my company is based around. You go to my website, it's all there. So I understand all this.
Yeah, I mean, and again, y'all, I mean, whatever y'all do, I'm gonna be there and support it. Some people may not understand it. I get it. I just sometimes I don't like to. If I'm not at work, I'm not using my brain. I'll lie to you now. My husband be like, "Girl, you act like a blonde sometimes," because I don't like to use my brain when I don't
Right,
need
right.
to. So I
Right.
get it. But now that I have to use my brain again, when y'all do have y'all first show, I am going to do a reaction to it. I'm gonna make sure that I get permission from Cole to do a reaction on it, because I want to see whether or not what I was thinking compared to what actually happens.
Right. I mean, you actually got to do a reaction on shows that are already done about the council.
And that's the thing. I can't, because they're idiots. And because those people are really idiots, it's like with me, when I speak on the council, right? I'll give you an example. When I speak on the council, I'm not putting no extra words into it. I'm telling y'all, who's a part of it, the names of the people, whether or not it's a good or
Right.
bad idea, and that's that. Meanwhile, you got other people who was talking about it, and like how they added in, oh, well, they said they ain't get paid unless they get paid. That's the only time they gonna do it. Who
Right.
said
Well, wasn't it right?
that?
As I said, I bet you there's a lot of people in here that listen to me break it down without Code being here or even knowing what his responses are going to be. And he didn't disagree with me for about an hour.
Yeah, he didn't. This
I already,
think he
I,
just
and I've yeah, I've already and I've already put the content out there of what I just said. It's strategic.
right, and that's
Because
the thing.
if anybody in the chat or anybody around YouTube or whatever they need to do, they just need to go to my live, and I've explained everything I just said already before I came here. It's already been pre. It's always I, I don't talk about something that I haven't proved.
Right. I got you on that. I got you on
Preordained.
that.
Preordained.
Where are you on your way to, Ghetto? you don't mind me asking.
I'm in the Midwest. I just had a grandbaby.
Oh,
Okay.
Moving around in the city.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Love
Grandpa,
Chicago.
papa. Now you a grandpapa.
Thank you.
Oh
I have
boy.
Congratulations.
2 months.
Make
My 27
make
year old son
sure
and my
make sure
33
you
years old.
yeah. Make sure you tell them like when we were kids, tell them to brush their teeth, floss, go to the dentist twice a year and all that because we do not want that to happen to your new grandchild. Thank you. We can't have this.
My God.
Especially if there's a hereditary situation.
Right,
We
Boo?
need
I
your
got you.
your grandkid to have all the teeth
So,
correct.
so then the real answer is, don't be down trying to rebound at 6 feet with the 6'7" guys and get elbowed in the mouth. That's the real answer.
Oh,
That'd be a good
okay.
lesson too. No, and you
Oh,
know what? Actually, no. Cause and effect, right? That was the effect, but the cause was more than likely something that inebriated you to a situation where you felt like you could win. Don't tell me that you fought a 6'7" guy, lost all your teeth when you were sober, because that's worse. You need to lie.
I was absolutely
damn.
so.
Now you leave the lie. Hello, everybody coming in. Hey, Miss Measy. Hey, everybody coming in. I'm sorry if I didn't get a chance to speak. I don't
I'm
like to
always like that,
interrupt.
Voodoo. Like I talk shit about everybody, like while
I
they're
see.
around.
We do.
Oh
It's
yeah.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much shit he talk.
Oh,
Lord.
all the time, constantly. If anybody
Well,
ever
look,
gets offended by what I'm saying, you have a problem.
I'm
Because I
trying to
don't go
wake up.
that bad. I don't get evil and dark
No,
and
you
start
don't.
talking about
You
your
don't.
family and weird shit. I'm shady,
Yes, you are shady. You are very shady.
but I'm a great, great ally and an awful enemy. Awful. Oh my God. Yeah, kick me
I
out of
can relate.
do something stupid. Yeah. I've already got. See, you know what I do sometimes when I'm pissed off at somebody or whatever the case may be. I'll smoke me a blunt and I'll go onto my StreamYard and I'll make a pre-record. I got a little library of everybody that's an idiot. So that when they mess up, I got my timestamp and everything already secure. So that when they lose their own emotional intelligence and go crazy, I've already made the video a couple weeks ago and
You're
I'll let
talking
it
about
rock.
women. I
And
Not
got you.
that you don't
anybody.
think
No,
too
not that. Everybody. Hmm?
you
It's
don't
a
think
business, bro.
you invested?
Huh?
You don't think that that's too much? Like you don't think that that's being too invested? God damn.
N- not compared to the money I make.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess if you're looking at it in that manner, I get it that way.
It's
I don't.
value. It's intellectual property. Didn't I tell you that I have a bigger channel where we simulcast to? My value is intellectual property.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. Envy. You've been talking a lot. Sometimes it sticks, and sometimes it
Oh,
goes
it's
out.
okay. Yeah, my bad. My bad.
No, that's
I
okay.
make sure I'm covered, that I'm never I value my dignity, my word, and my reputation because as a man, all you have is your word and your reputation, nothing else. So I protect it at all costs. It's like, are you too invested to take a knife to a gunfight when you knew better? Absolutely not. You should prepare yourself. Why do people go out and buy weapons? Because they think they're going to fight tomorrow? Absolutely not. You go buy a weapon so that when somebody comes to put the action towards you, you are prepared ahead of time. So I'm not too invested. I'm prepared.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. I do have a question for you. Um, are you and Lady Snoop still beefing?
We don't know.
What?
Oh wow.
Like we haven't told each other yes or no.
Oh, so y'all when y'all see each other, if you say
We're
something that shit like
cordial.
you just calm down. Okay, I
I
thought you.
mean, and we'll shade each other a little bit because we have a long history. We know what to say. We know what trust the process actually means. I was the pioneer of trust the process. So like if you hear her say that, there's a way deeper meaning to it. So we'll shade each other with our inside jokes, but as of right now, we don't know if we're cool. She comes to my channel, so I would assume that that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. Cause yeah. Then y'all are.
There
She
used to
comes
be
to y'all.
aces in the hole, though.
Y'all are. I just wanted to ask. That was all. Cause she seemed to always have an opinion, and
She
depending on
does.
the person, yeah, and the opinion that she has be wild. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. That day when you made a video about glitter boots and how Ness, how he was attacking Ness, you did the video. She was mad about that, and I'm
I
like,
know.
what you mad for? You ain't doing it for
Right.
me. So why you doing it for her? And why are you taking up for them two? Because I think you had mentioned both me and us at the time. Why are you taking up for them? You ain't taking
Well,
up
you
for
remember
me.
way back. You remember way back when I did the first Shock Cam concert, and I had to. Ness wanted to be at the top, and then Lady Snoop wanted to be at the top on this little stupid platform thing we got going on here. That's where that started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that's
Because
that's that's
I put Ness on a
wild.
pedestal, and she felt like I didn't. Ness and I are more similar than Lady Snoop and I are.
Yeah. I mean, because see what it is we allow for y'all to be men. That's it. Like ain't nobody on that extra shit. And it is what it is. Like Ness ain't tell you to go and make no live. You made it live because you felt
Nope.
some kind of way about what you saw. And that's just what
Right.
that is. And I guess she wanted you to do that every time she get into it with a man. She wants you to go live and talk about it when probably 9 times out of the 10, she's the one who started it. She's the
She
aggressor.
right. No, she does. She gets very creative with her thoughts when she's going after. So she forgets why she's arguing. She gets caught up in her uh stubborn ways. Like Lady
Right. Well,
Snoop does not know how to argue because it becomes irrational. She brings things
yeah,
into an argument that doesn't pertain to the issue.
I agree. I absolutely agree. It's ridiculous. But look, real
You
quick.
could start off with Lady Snoop and the sky is green
You
and the
know,
grass is blue,
yep.
but then you'll talk about, oh, remember 9 years ago when I told you to, get me 2 oranges and grapes and you didn't, like, no, we were talking
She's
about the
gonna get you
sky
for
and the
this.
grass, Lady Snoop. Damn.
Yeah, stay on the argument title. But look, real quick, Miss Newbie, shout out to Miss Newbie. Miss Newbie says, Brookie, I just made a small dish of our mac and cheese. I know we cussed out. I guess he said we get cussed out about it, but it's good. When she say our mac and cheese, she is talking about with the marshmallows on top.
Oh,
Shout out to
wow.
you, Miss Newbie. Yes, it is absolutely good. And there is one person who has did it, and she is a cook. She cooks for her family, and she says that it's good. Hi, Just Krista. How you doing, my love? But look, I am going to turn this over to Malik. I don't know how long he's going to be on here, but
I'm about to jump down in a couple
yeah, we're about
minutes.
to be.
Yeah,
We're
look,
about to
check this out.
now, so I'm gonna let him pick this out. So
I'm gonna be quick. This was great. This was good, Miss Newbie. Whoever ate that mac and cheese, they lied to you. That should just sound like it was on the book of bad ideas. Macaroni and cheese and marshmallow. That's just a bad idea. That's like putting lemon in tea. Pardon me, putting lemon in coffee. That just don't sound right. But Ghetto, again, congratulations to you on you know what I'm saying? But to let you know, Envy, I called it
Appreciate
from the
that, Ken.
beginning. I said
Would you say while he was doing his signs of salutation? What did you say,
no,
sir?
when he first came up with that concept and he talked about the council, and you brought the name down, I said the idea is going to be content way before it even ever comes into play, if it comes into play. And for the
It's
last
already
year,
in play. The council's already begun.
but no, what I'm saying to you is it was an idea. Even when you ran down what you just said, I'm still not even buying that. It's more
Okay.
of traction. He's going to go where the traction can go because, again, like you said, Ghetto can go anywhere. And you can go into mode 3. So Ghetto can go into mode 3 and just say, the other day we talked about, and if you're not on necessarily, and no disrespect to anybody in the mode 3, if you just on the panel and y'all just chopping it up, they're gonna be like, oh, that was interesting. So he's getting into spaces that he can't get into by himself through you and Ghetto.
Right. I go to the nastiest damn panels in the Mo3 sector, of course. Donald Goydens and I beefed for about 4 years to the point where I chased him down. It was, yeah, we beefed. But you're right. But Ghetto is acceptable because he doesn't have the feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna be like, oh my God, you know, somebody scratches me, I hate him for life. Unfortunately, in the Mo3 sector, we beef for years. So we like somebody that could come in and bring more of a, you know, a jolly type situation and calm it down, because in the Mo3 sector, there's no such thing as a panel where you hang out and talk. You gotta be ready to bang. Like, you better bring cannons and shit. That's why Ghetto's accepted. I don't know how the hell Happy doesn't get freaking destroyed, but you know, it's it's very interesting.
Cause nobody gonna fuck with Rain Man, yo. Come on, that's uncool. You won't fuck with the Rain Man.
We just need Ghetto to count the money and make sure that we get our cut, and then he could pay the taxes. Yeah, we're putting it all in your name. I already know that you can't transfer. Hey, $9,999.99. That's what I want, because Ghetto knows that you have to claim anything over a $10,000 gift in 1 year. But anyway, go ahead. I'm very financially abreast.
Ghetto, see, he still don't understand. I just want you to slide me a gift card here and a gift card there. I don't even want you to report. I ain't trying to put you in that predicament. Give me a gift card here. Look, I'm so old school. Give me an old book of food stamps. I'm gonna make it work regardless. he trying to tie you up in the paper trail. See, you're going down with him, son. Me, your secret safe.
Listen, lawyers are criminals and accountants rob. You think an accountant's going to tell you every dollar that they stole from you? Absolutely not. Because we don't know any better. They show us a really nice assets and liability sheet, and we're like, oh yeah, that's what's up. He put a little in his pocket. You think the police turn all the evidence in? I go to a drug house, find $100,000. That's how much they take back. They're the biggest gang in the world.
Sound like he dry snitching, but I ain't gonna call it like that.
Okay. Well, it's an opinion. It's alleged. Everything on here is entertainment value. But I'm going to go ahead and drop down, y'all. This was crazy. This was something that came together that I never expected. It's very rare that you can have intelligent conversations that turn into a whole nother ball game of content and the council and Ghetto being on his best behavior, waiting for old girl to go to sleep so he can talk. You know what I'm saying? Look, okay, that's why he can be on here. Okay, never mind. But he can't talk. You already let her take your coffee, your favorite coffee mug, your favorite chair, the right side of the bed when you slept. You already let her take everything. So we know you got to chill right now, bruh. We got you. You already told the internet.
When you get back, either you're going to sleep on the couch or in the guest room. She hear everything that's going on. She going to go back. You going to get in the crib. She going to be like, oh, so you thought I was asleep, huh? Yeah, I saw you last night.
No. I'll do him one better. I'm going to send this live to her. That's all. Yeah. I don't dox people, Ghetto. You know that. So I would never. Oh, that's so nice. Let me get the hell up out of here with these damn hell.
So Ghetto, at this point, I'm going to exit because I'm damn sure not going down with the conspiracy.
All right, y'all. Brooke, thank you so much. This was amazing.
Oh,
Brooke,
you're
thanks.
so welcome, and thank you for coming.
All right, I'll holler
Yeah,
at
Brooke,
Ghetto,
you.
thanks.
thank you for coming.
That,
Hold on, Ghetto. I
Brooke,
want to
thanks
ask
for
you a
having
question. Thank you, Envy. Hold on, Ghetto. I wanted to ask you a question real quick before you drop down. So, is this your new significant other? Is this the woman who has been making you happy and off this line? Like you ain't on here so much? Okay. But don't let her stop showing her while she sleep. Okay. Because you know people will take this and run with it. Do not show her why she's sleeping. Crazy self. Let her sleep in peace. Can she hear? Stop showing her why she sleep. Shoot. But thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. I know you're busy, so just the fact that you did come up while you're with your other and on a vacation or whatever you
Brooke,
did,
thanks for
I
having us.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay.
You have a good night. All right, y'all. Lord have mercy. Woo. Okay, so I do think that this was a success. I'm back, y'all. I'm back to doing my content. I had a good show. I had a really, really good show. And for the most part, we were on topic until it was open panel time. So I do want to say hello to everybody who came through and hit the panel. Thank you for that. Appreciate you. Who was it? Envy, Peter Panel Killer, Tech, of course, my husband. And who else hit the panel? Binary and Voodoo. Thank y'all for hitting the panel. I also want to thank Long Island Princess for both of her super chats. Thank you for that. And she also gave me a feature show idea, which we already got that pre-ready to go. So that will be also coming soon. Thank you, Ghetto. So until next time, you guys, I'm gonna leave y'all out with 10,000 hours. If you are in love, or if you have a boyfriend, a man, a husband, girlfriend, whoever, and you just want to say, baby, I love you, this is something good that you should be able to say good night to. So on that note, good night.